Well, I'm saying Asumbium final whistle mre assign aso Kessben and 3.3 live on Kessben television eso. And then anopay abidafo atransi kom se dumienu ebebo na breaking news. Yede ebe bremo. Agudie mu nsem nko a amanone ani fie ensema ya bobo no de bremo. Menim se mo so messages no I ready. I'm de beba be kan dwumedi on 3 hours. Kopim se dumie no bebo 0551599933 055 and no any line I did by adwuma with the WhatsApp messages I would be for her na yakin kan a day amount say a WhatsApp videos so 0244263902 and also baba modin na yedi atre amobia ahwe de also de bre yen asembuso say asem na oka ni nyina no fabra titiro nra de yentima anye ho adwuma de ba nra yentima anye ho adwuma no pamcho say efie nsem ana ama no nsem awtumi de ba na eno nso no ye ho adwuma e de emao Kessben 92.9 Accra ni mpotem nyina no ote yenka ene anopai pamcho say DSTV na Osha channel no 364 Nsabe kan live or DSTV no eso Sego TV na Osha channel no 173 ehonso unsa ebe kan yen multi TV decoder no Kessben TV so say digital television bia Kessben TV ho din nyasam ketu akra ena no pay so mbeti enka mo amhwe eye a Facebook and a YouTube no ni nyina no nsabe kan live ho emo bia kwaba echi obia ene anopay eba program yi so memenda ifi dwada bepem ene memenda yi some how I went me amfama na went man kire wadwen ho no I de wakoma so pa no tumi de ba na fe yekinkan emamanfo du mre bia ebejai amama bam na modem calls ahodo no enso aba Mickey Misro Facebook me hear messages every Facebook the man for the messages efa ho bomodia na yi breme na mekinkan amamfo Tony Atrance Edamono nsem no brey matches ahodo obekoso ene ochina enyasem kitu akra 5 major leagues matches bekoso AC Milan Inter Milan 7:45 in big game hunsem nyano yede bremo sanso enra Chelsea and Fulham obi antima for ball Anthony Nyonko atenem de amanfo ka and big stars na Chelsea akofa omo na sika odi akofa omo ne modima omo ebo ne Graham Potter oti bench ede ema Chelsea no hunsempi ni nyina no timi de ba players no first game there sen na usi hu omo emunsem kakra odi ba ni nyina be kinkan ede amamu de na ekoso clubs no mu kakra ewa ha bobo no de bremo Manuel no ye oko Bayern Munich oni ni mpanifo nsemben na abeto omo entema ni nyina no ye bobo no de bremo FIFA Club World Cup ekoso no WAC of Morocco ene omo ne Al Hilal omo ifri Saudi Arabia omo so edibetai so den ene other games ni nyina no ayababa no de bremu chan tournament enra Madagascar omo chinije eso omo kaba kwa omo antimi di Madagascar omo na afa bronze medal no ene enwumre na Algeria and Senegal and so de betai so din nyina no munsem kakra and so ewa ha mpamcho Ghana and so GPL matches ebehwe ni nyina na de hunsem enso abremo Kumasi Asante Kotoko National Cycles Council omo e de release bi ababonten emunsem kakra wa ha ni nyina no ebeyi na yebofo chechiro madwen kankra e de afa ho wo adwen kire bi a memmo so ampamcho utimi de ba na mrebema etimi ahwe na chechiro adwen kankra e de ebremo. I don't understand why you guys don't want to read my messages. Or you guys don't want us to listen to you anymore. Check how many messages I've sent you guys. Mo de we number and I must say I grow no Tony Munta. The messages no.
Into the message in anything.
What's that?
The message in anything.
The message in
there. See you reading.
Dean
or per se can yanka.
Okay.
The message in the
or the free hin by my main checking one of them. And Frank or Simmons are watching you live from London, Croydon. Oh, okay.
I know what I know.
It depends on time now the ban. Oh. Ebi a obeba no makenka bia ebeguma ebiswa bia o de ba later now the ban tem dodo a ana me kan na o de ba ana Tony wuyi akan no ana ha me ka yes go me gusu kan me hwe de wase na me kan na da be gusuro na da be himfimfin okay me hu ana be bebre dia be gum me na me ko start ya o de na saba me sheto messages no me kan the number of messages e ba. You won't believe it.
We source no nanka message na nka sa no dey title na read no so dey
am. Nti ye behwe na ni nyina ho nsese me dey abramo. Aya munya botre kama why mo amunti na ye bre muni wa yeni ho. Montana de Tony
Godfather.
So bibia boko.
Nyame adom na so e.
Nyame adom. Awode ho pa.
Ye de nyame anse award winner.
All right. Go foot you.
Me da CP award winner ye baba somti kame ho ne hen sama ekoso enkofo kroso ye nsha asen fanfiri akase adiem e Africa chan tournament no orekodo enra bronze medal no Madagascar on my first year na so enra third and fourth place game between across no Niger lose very late and Madagascar asho me kaba ko a omo entimi anti 90th minute no so additional time and Madagascar omo nya omo match winner no enti third and fourth place game no Niger lose Madagascar etos me sa bronze medal almost etimi aka and eba 7 why na edge tournament in Essex so Algeria and Senegal and a airport kickoff no 7 p.m. and a sa match no also Algeria Senegal why na edge tournament no and Eddie Essex now so be man so Algeria yen to also FIFA Club World Cup no every and Ekosi Saturday the 11th of February there and any poso crowd and 2 games so Africa yen 2 clubs na airport no and about 2:30 work any Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia na Seattle Sounders on free US omo any El Ali bonti Ali bon na work so abon na way games a call FIFA Club World Cup na so semi-finals never started on Tuesday and the winners no ebebo on Tuesday and on Wednesday Flamingo trying and work any Al Hilal winner no and Flamingo na na remember that train El Ali and Seattle Sandals, they were winning as 2 clubs, almost at the affair so on Wednesday, 3rd and 4th place game, February 11. Now, final game, so at me about the same day. Now, Flamingo, almost South American champions, almost free Brazil, about Morocco, about for the tournament, just a reception. Omo fans no ede mo di je omo kwan no na no den pan ko Brazil na yen hwe how Flamingo fans no omo eja team kwan so omo mra na FIFA Club World Cup no omo meso ma ho den hwe Flamingo free Brazil supporters no eja team no kwan so omomra na FIFA Club World Cup no omomeje famra amo ekrom ho enti we China club no be free America Brazil aba no ma be petaki in the CAF yen tournament emu ayedian yen reps no work any El Ali FIFA Club World Cup no why na betimi age edi esene na so yen to so Bundesliga kwa Germany and now 1 game so Augsburg sheka ba ko Bayer Leverkusen omo entimi antikan and about 2:30 Dortmund Ebesha Freiburg Bochum Hoffenheim Frankfurt Asia Hertha Berlin FC Cologne RB Leipzig na Union Berlin any minus 05 about 5:30 and Mönchengladbach and Schalke 04 na Asia Ochna Sunday Stuttgart and Werder Bremen na about 4:30 Wolfsburg and Bayern Munich so at their face so Bayern Edikan 37 points Union Berlin at second 36 RB Leipzig at third 35 points Dortmund and at that fourth omo 34 points at no 16th Bohum 17th Hertha Berlin and the track to 18th Shaka 04 Omari mienu 18 games no omo elusu 12 about draw for only 10 points and a Shaka 04 omo ewo Falke Bremen was 13 goals Christopher Nkuku prenye net Nance was 12 goals Bundesliga Marcus Thuram Mönchengladbach was 10 goals wey any players are omo ashe more goals Germany omo league no yamra France and 3 games na on Ligue 1 PSG ebo 4 omo any Toulouse Troyes ebetwen Lyon Rennes any league na airport Channel Sunday Clermont ebeshan Monaco Ajaccio ebetwen Nantes Auxerre and Rennes Strasbourg ebetwen Montpellier Lorient any Angers Stade Brest any Lens na Olympique Marseille any OJC ni support way a games at Oko French League na and also Airbus way a week 22 Oko table no so PSG Eddie kind 51 points Marseille at a second kita 46 Lille at a third Amukita 45 Monaco Neda fourth kita 41 Rennes at a fifth at 18th Strasbourg 19th Auxerre and at 20th the total Angers Omo about 21 games every minimum you per Elusuma Kumako do so 17 and draw only to 8 points per and again war wine and a go can offer Balagon our Rem was 14 Mbappe 13 was San Beniada Monaco was 12 Neymar Abomodem Asher 12 goals our French Ligue 1 yen free France na yen ko Italy and games miansana Cremonese ebetwen Lecce Roma ebebo Empoli Sassuolo Calcio ebetwen Atalanta Ochina Spezia and Napoli Torino ebeshe Udinese Fiorentina ebebo Bologna Inter and AC Milan derby no and 7:45 and asa match in Airbus Hellas Verona besha Lazio Monza and Sampdoria and ebebo we any games are Airbus Napoli edikan Inter the second Lazio third Atlanta fourth Emma AC Milan at the fifth Roma Neda 6 Yanko Premier League no Henry Chelsea omo parody players are omo Tom just winter non parody bill so still Chelsea enya go over the English Southampton Newcastle ebebo West Ham Ochina Sunday Nottingham Forest visually Leeds Tottenham and Manchester City ebebo and 4:32 Premier League na Ochina Tottenham and Man City almost so at the feel so league leaders Premier League England Arsenal almost 50 Man City at a second kita 45 points Newcastle at a third kita 39 Manchester United at a fourth kita 39 points Spurs at a fifth Fulham at a sixth Chelsea at a ninth Liverpool at a 10th at 18th Bournemouth 19th Everton and a Southampton at 12 almost 15 points Golden Boot no Erling Haaland Man City player no was 25 Harry Kane our Spurs was 16 Ivan Toney our Brentford was 13 times our Premier League Kwasonti go no wine and a Golden Boot in our Premier League no yenko Spain and La Liga one match ever so be about na San Mamés 4 Carlos ate eka nimu bako o game ye show our Kessben television so Espanol and a Bawana omno Sasuna Elche above Villarreal 5:30 our Estadio Wanda Metropolitano Atletico Madrid boy Hitafe Real Betis and a Celta Vigo match no 8 Ochina Sunday Bawana Real Mallorca any Real Madrid Girona any Valencia Sociedad ebetwen Valladolid nebo 8 Barcelona El Camp Nou omo ene Sevilla na airball on Monday Rayo Vallecano ene Judy Almeria na airball na owe table no e Spain na Barca edikan 50 points Real Madrid at second 45 Sociedad at the third kita 39 points Atletico Madrid at the fourth omo e 34 na okoto ho na 18th Cadiz 19th Hitafe and Elche Etratwa only 6 points about 19 matches enwini bi draw nsia elusi 13 times concede 39 goals actually only 12 when modern bar Elche hwie brutal Spain Lewandowski na pichichi no when indicate so nyobejo 14 goals and Lewandowski washe Jesulu Espanyol washe 11 Iago Aspas Celta Vigo 9 goals Benzema Boy Glaciers omunyina ashe 9 goals Spain league no yenko pre-match any the enra post-match games are coaches in the players no etim one yenko Chelsea omo so upon all the stars at Chelsea assemble and sika omo to go market no so just this January and no Chelsea single goal mpo omo entimi anche match no ekoye draw against Fulham after the game. Graham Potter osenka Chelsea etimi at least a goal e game I know ata omo etimi a boy yente Graham Potter Chelsea omo manager just after the game.
Unless you score, you don't deserve more. You have to score, and we didn't. So that's a frustrating thing. We created a few chances, but maybe not as many as we'd like. I think that's a bit of a reflection of where we're at in terms of players coming back and new players coming in, and just that little bit of connection that's probably missed. But and again, against a good team that defends well and has some good outlets in their attacking play. So overall, we're disappointed because we didn't win the game. But I thought the atmosphere was fantastic for the crowds. There was positivity with the team. Spirit was good in the team. Effort was there. We just have to keep working.
You mentioned players coming in. How pleased were you with Enzo tonight? 90 minutes.
Well, you know, some Graham Potter the two guys. So I'm disappointed, obviously, because I went to me. Now, so her atmosphere, fans, you know, any positivity about the game, and no effort, players, no, I'm willingness, ne how I normally see fighting for the game, man. Not just a Chelsea, that actually be yo. Now play back and making a debut at the man Chelsea. A certain Enzo Fernandez record sign of Premier League, no, and no Enzo will bo game brutal. No more than mono na I was super after the game. Coach Graham Potter or born about super because I say Gan Watchester born a dear when you move pa yente Graham Potter on Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, I think a lot of positivity and good feeling, certainly from the start of the game. Absolutely, I thought the crowd helped with that as well. But within the team, there was a good feeling. I agree. I think we didn't do enough in terms of our attacking play to create more, which is something we need to do. I thought he handled himself magnificently.
Well, into Graham Potter, because I far giving a ball Enzo Fernandez Abasu because anyone player no. Chelsea or yeah, Jima all over first half near player what tackle more na no 5 times no J ball at the free Fulham on players no among some Enzo the more so any pa na Kepa okay pull clean sheet at the man Chelsea Chelsea and she good yeah now so man consider Kepa goalkeeper at the man Chelsea after the game way and crack Kepa at the giant.
Well, was not an easy game. A lot of new players. It's not an excuse. We have to win. We need win because we are in the mid-table. We won't be, of course, in the top. We are working on that. We are knowing each other. It's time to do it quick because we are in the middle of the season. Hopefully, the new guys can help us. We can build a strong team and win a lot of games. Until the final of the season.
You mentioned the new players. How challenging is it?
I kept the two said no, I think Chelsea really because I'm at the middle of the table. I said Chelsea. I want to me throw back so new players number. I want to me my excuse be I not draw my boy yeah. No so players no hopefully bet me abwa and my Chelsea money at me about so way and ka crack kepa the tough above no or the F2 now Liverpool ball against the 1-200 club. Also, Senko for a Bolivar play, somebody money or form. The only way Liverpool waiting asked him among critics and said, I'll be there, our park and so. Yente club manager in my Liverpool.
You can blame me for a lot, but none of my teams ever was famous for having the harshest tackles in the Premier League. I really want to win the ball, and I want to win the ball and not hitting somebody's leg or whatever. That can happen. It's football. My God, these things happen. But not because you are not in the best mood. So like, poof, I solved my problems by kicking somebody else. I hate that. And that's part of body language. So in that moment, the game went on, it was 1-1, there's no problem, you have to fight for it. I didn't like recovery runs from 2 or 3 players around the free kick. There were a lot of things I didn't like. So it's not that I have to like all the time everything what we are doing and tell you I like it because it's not true.
Club was saying, how Liverpool, when you're free kick, said you almost see a Gina Bono, no more says a boss, nothing, Chabasa. Then the end just had near one home. Never also improve. I'm the team, our critics, dear, or a club about more day. Now, almost 18 games are almost airport. Arsenal, league leaders omne struggling Everton under Sean Dyke new manager no ana airbo na Mikel Arteta say Arsenal market way omo to sika gum kakra ko fa Jorginho any others aba na so no complacency ni kwa some here table no na make say Everton omo de money our form hinti e dia Arsenal that's no be twa for so say no complacency ni kwa say players no omo ye complacent yenti Mikel Arteta manager Emma Arsenal.
That's a question for the owner. I don't think it works like that. So, and we need to maintain the discipline and respect what we believe is right and what we can afford and how we can keep evolving the squad we have. As an ex-Everton, as I said before, after tomorrow, I wish them from the bottom of my heart all the very best, especially with the moment that they are living in. But after tomorrow.
All into coach name patch them against Everton. Oh, we show them the best of luck. Name after any game, Arsenal for sure we are. Normal we show them the very best of luck. No complacency. Mikel Arteta and a game Arsenal for a ball against Everton. Why? And as some match a winning a 12:30 and a and a game a pass. So Manchester United a ball and then about 3 against Crystal Palace. Now Marcus Rashford. On the FA Premier League in the month of January Player of the Month award Osman United to tomo name here big clubs on meeting show be even some player and or the tuja.
It's the first thing that everyone wants, You want to win the first available trophy, and the Carabao Cup is the first one. So we've worked hard, and I think we deserve to be there. And like you said, it's not about just getting there. We want to show that the hard work was for something, and winning the trophy will be great for us and great for the fans.
So even at the start of this season, winning the League Cup, was that a huge target?
Yeah, 100%. It's a hunger for trophies that the club's always had, and even when I was younger growing up, you just knew coming into February when that first trophy's available, if United are still in the hunt for it, they're going to want to win it.
Rashford or form pa Osman United a big club into plus on by some G trophies at my club na league no be sure say no person G trophy into League Cup am go final against Newcastle kwan bia so omo dis also mo team ball final dia trophy omo team NG and Eric Ten Hag occur pre-match game against Crystal Palace he been saying a lot of issues a Mason Greenwood rape charges Okokolta omo drop all the issues. Coach say how they want me and can about the game against Palace. Any place on be available Yenti Eric Ten Hag.
At nothing. It's I refer to the statement of the club.
Have you ever spoken to Mason or met Mason, and will you be part of the process that Manchester United outlined yesterday?
As I said, at this moment I can give a comment about the process.
And have you ever spoken to Mason?
I can't say anything about it. I refer to the statement of the club, and in this moment I can't add anything.
Okay, just in terms of the match tomorrow, has what happened yesterday had any impact on that, and what do you feel about playing against Crystal Palace?
We have always to focus on the game, no matter what, and that is our job, and that's why we are
Eric
here.
Ten Hag, and also no matter what, we focused on the game against Palace. No more attention. Mason Greenwood also club the statement about wanting that it's on person on that issue. Yanko Saudi Arabia finally Ronaldo when you debut goal Eddie Al Nassr and Al-Fateh a ball draw match a 2-2 very late additional time 19 penalty and I show Kessben Casafone so and Ronaldo ko gina penalty next year one from Sobia and converted the ball at the net after 3 games after and Ronaldo when the first goal Saudi Arabia league now after the game also happy so I the first goal Saudi league now a great effort by the whole team now a important somebody me anya a point at the game because now lose one we a statement and after the game 0 at about point between Ronaldo and Messi why and a goat sad debate to ya atwe bisa mpanifo a ebisa players na ekobisa Ramos odie one Ronaldo abo at Madrid one Messi abo 18 months ni PSG why and a goat the greatest of all time Ronaldo and Messi Ramos what's Messi? He is the best player football has ever produced. Not just a free football ever years no. Messi no any the greatest of all time. Where every player on this are two great players na abo pen. Ramos any Messi abo, Ramos any Ronaldo and so abo and they the verdict and so ababonten. Na PSG Toulouse game a so and then Neymar and Mbappe ruled out. Nemom Messi onon kwa babe the Lone Ranger front three no aka Messi nkwan Christophe Galtier or say ene any excuse bi ase omo be ma Toulouse for no elusu we kakra Galtier etuja yenko ban na so ye Dominic omo fire omo goalkeepers coach na manoni wantio ana mko fire no na niwa enra grant interview two separate interviews and also an officially club no omamona manu Tony goalkeepers coach no asake no enti ase ban putupu ase a shocking the pass as a club captain goalkeeper so na the department ne boss ma fire na mamona mane enti na onya happy cry ni interview chese blasting pelifo no na no ana enra CEO Oliver Kahn and so I grant interview said there be the manoni wa kan no amfa kwem kra amo ba me ko wan na mo nya we se go ipa ne kwa interview 2 and so the 2 dwa no ano odin pa about the club enti am take a decision on manani wa club ne captain a okochi skater ono so akopra we banter abeda goalkeeper no manani wa club captain and a club legend CEO na gasa Oliver Kahn entokwa ekoso ban omo aso ye na yento aso other stories dia yenko Madrid aso ye ochina ebo wana na Madrid ebo against Mallorca na Carlo Ancelotti ono manager edema Madrid and also Eduardo Camavinga say obo select back because oha Fulani Mendy pra Alaba so prenemo ochina Alaba part of the match this squad now also on sure say Camavinga happy with position na obonimum ball ankasa plan body pa enti omo behwe se ho behia select back na plan the ball and also men sachira ya yenko Xavi manager Emma Barca or say first round of the league Barca 4 year there omanyiro mo ho na subsequently games aka no omo 18 enwini or say 24 years and we with Barca as a player now as a coach obana chese niema nye na nkofo bonachi na say the Barca for final omre de man omo ya de when say Barca sikasima kwakwa den na omo shorts players no omo pounds no Barca omo market omo ton space that ho ni nyina no omo ton na sika omo airpen 5 million euros e betimi boost Barca omo economy income no enti on sponsorship Barca omo sponsor players nation no omo advertise ya omo ton apunska Federico Chiesa apply for over a year 30 months no more ball cruciate ligament no or say at the point no kotojo no na on feel say the bibia normal or bobo want pain bia e ne club or bo edi amomo Zlatan ne ho Tony Bone to betimi abebo edi ama AC enchekwa 41 year old this season enchewa start abebo edi ama club defense Milan award winner sorry o Nenra Mukalo Mudrik or disappointed big time Enra even the goalkeeper Ben Leno Fulham no yare Ben Leno etache ball no 22 times
Uti Porter small kafa Mudrik and went no other issues no kind of
stars
one
45 minutes
na abranti any yare
minimum so
na omo can say obe last no more than 60 minutes untimi go beyond 60 minutes or sha say no say no na ho den no form tintimi continue mu yi ni free
okay
na was
45 no 0 shots
me say nipa no yare
0 fouls.
Okay. Yemfa unsi ha na yentoa so Kessben 3.3 live on Kessben television. Yenhwe messages no na fi yentoa so Chelsea will surely bounce back strongly. Kwakudua asen praso and the way and so abrayen. Akwasi Safo Kantanka the way free crying. And so, by also people are lambasting Mudryk for awful performance last night. So I'll not even blame cold or whatever they think he had. In the entire first half, the ball was played only at the right side from the Chelsea half. I couldn't count up to 5 occasions when the ball was sent to the left, where he occupied. How are people supposed okay. Abandon his position because he's not getting supplies. This shouldn't seem like a too early complaint. Trust me, Graham Potter, that guy on the bench can never do anything with this squad. A good squad needs a better manager. He's not a tough coach. Doesn't inspire confidence. He hasn't improved a single player since his arrival. Even his demeanor on the bench doesn't speak of a good coach. We are a coach. When our Conte and the injured players are back, Chelsea will do better. Chelsea will conquer the world again with Graham Potter. Deep down, we'll continue to sink, sack him, and do better. Akwesi Safo Kantanka Airport Residential Area, Accra, Unadiwe, and so Abrayan. Chelsea will bounce back. Kwaku dia Asen Praso message out the buy and then Anopay and no. But the next one, and so Eba Efrihifa Enzo. Good morning, Kessben Sports. ZH and Mount should up their games. Isaac Clever, East Legon, Daudi Abanono. Enzo Fernandez was fantastic yesterday. He should keep it up, and I wish him all the best. Isaac Clever, one was way, and so Becca home. But sure the next one, Efri Ashaiman, Zongo Laka, Kujo, aka Chinaman. If Bayern Munich and Manchester City should win their respective leagues, with Joao Cancelo, will Joao Cancelo be given medals from both sides? And if yes, which of the medals will be officially registered? Because I know no player can win domestic league twice with 2 different clubs. Kujo, anyway, and so Brian. You free Kujo, the so Boniface. With way free Elubo and Abai, there is positivity in Chelsea vs Fulham game. Enzo is showing that most players that fail in Chelsea are not midfielders. Very soon, Enzo, will compete in that position with City's Rodri, United's Casemiro, and the rest. Spurs will beat City. No two ways about that. Boniface, Elubo. Yakai wonso odiano. Yanko Dauda Samba, landlord, phones, PZ, Adum. Hey Chelsea, of all these signings, nothing positive. The Gunners will always be the kings of London in terms of trophies. Yeah, and also started again. All right, Intina and also I don't know. Yeah, caught the Twaso. Good morning, sir, and your wonderful sports pundits. Can you and your pundits please confirm if the following Ghanaian players are the only Ghanaian players with the most goals in the EPL? Jordan Ayew, 26, Anthony Yeboah, 24, and Andre Ayew, 22. Frederick Udwefi Koko Mlemle, Accra, and Abrayan, and final whistle. So good morning, Sir Joe. Figo. 1 with the way free soon the Otroya and say more fire. Okay, yeah, soon for and so anyhow. Mammy shall wait quickly. Okay. I'm so we about for good morning. Which one be breeze? I mean who be a mention through. Good morning, Godfather. Mudryk used just 30 minutes against Liverpool for us to believe that he's the next Messi, not knowing that he's just a Ukrainian Kofi Koji with white body. Okay, Ukrainian Kofi body. Don't be Nana Yaokidi possible, the only way Abba and I'm watching you live from Sefi Asawin Su Kofi's Hotel. Okay. Yensha we na fi yemedidi and come happy happy birthday to When Newton was saying okay. Mamin saying Emraha Ebium Mashodi. Mamin kwa mo de baba ko aya many bejipa but mo de ba bebria. Me kwa kosomo marine eho na Solomon Sunday na kote anyway efri ebae. Good morning, General. Sir, unfortunately, I was not able to watch the first half of Chelsea's match yesterday, so can't say anything concerning Mikhailo Mudryk. But for the rest of the new signings, I saw some bright future. Madueke was just okay. Fofana came to prove something. For Enzo, it's time for him to realize that the Premier League is played with high intensity. The moment he lost his head with the ball on the pitch, the English press will come after him. I pray football will be fair to Enzo in England. Solomon Sunday Nakote Unaudiwe Abba. Well, see, the moment he loses his head of the ball on the pitch, the English press will come after him. I pray football will be fair to Enzo in England. Wow, what a message. Solomon Sunday Nakote Unaudiwe and so Bray. So be a here at the narrow and the
fine. Everything I read.
Last January, our neighbor bought a car. My wife woke me up from sleep nightly saying he's not a man. Is he not a man like you? You must buy a car. I was forced to buy a car. After about 5 months, the neighbor bought a plot. My wife disturbed me until I also bought one. Like 2 months ago, the neighbor started building on his plot. As usual, my wife didn't give me peace until I also had to do same. This January 2023, our neighbor brought in a second wife. My wife is quiet. Please, I need help. Should I wait for the usual pressure or should I take action? Okay.
No,
Maro.
when the status quo is established, you don't need any further prompts.
Okay.
What I say?
The neighbor here, yeah.
Well, Obana establish here into neighbor near so we until we hear prompt baby. See a neighbor na your second wife need there. Me just show say so try my wife bansa. Go
Straight.
ahead.
So what about
get another one? The status quo has already been established.
Yes. The neighbor baby of Osuru Crusoe. I can't worry the Tosumienu. Why did Debbie?
The silence is so loud.
So loud. As if they are in a cemetery.
What's that?
Interesting.
The status quo has been established. Are you serious? Neighbor competition. Man, be that no you.
Aye. There be a mushy obedient. Obi life our bono. No the pressure is in the kunso. No the pressure is in the wife. We.
Papa na neighbor.
Obi a credit yanko for no be any now.
Obi a any day. I papa na neighbor no boy exams be a neighbor na area. The neighbor no so it differs to the class they be a. One day no train the band be share them. No say ugu me no say on patem ha. Papa ko finsi abe. The be a mo exams are no difference. Udia de bia we aden obebu ne ba nan ba se dada na me a papa ko finsi odi ni nyanza wo ne ba na
Oti gaza
o so do nya ni fort
ko boni papa
ko finsi ni nyanza na wo ne ba
o ni papa o brilliant
I don't want to
Cotton Guanuma.
Cotton Guanuma. The other one, who's on bed, your father on sleep.
Yes, Bohan and young Colano.
Say intelligence and
yes.
Sometimes when you're crying for
Una de wono. And I'm an abon.
You're beating an innocent.
Oh, Casimo.
What do we cancel? What do you put to me?
Critical vision. Yes, a program. It's a program. Now, be worry one. I'm some for. Be worry one. Okay. Now, umpana dodo. Nessa or the befa. Be worry two. And the more. 1, 2, 3. Be worry one. Now, be okay for me. Then I can.
But they established pan say so be worry back on watching plan and they established.
That's will be tradition into no okay.
I think that should be the better one.
What the attitude mo na the one na chire untimi nkan.
But you know we so worry 2 hours 3.
Oh, almost said na enyo correct. No correct. The extreme for no. All right.
So
yen sha se free.
Yes, you come so crowd better now.
Ebe da utima de bobra no. Mama yen discuss ade we kakra bi na yen fa nkwohwe enra Chelsea game no ansana yaba others no eso. The moment he loses his head off the ball on the pitch, the English press will come after him. I pray football will be fair to Enzo in England. Yen fanko enra game no ni stars no ni Porter ni semanko for eka. Because what kind Graham Souness so some of the aba.
I saw the
headlines.
Who is advising
many Graham students also can they have Benfica for the Todd Faso. Okay,
you know, first of all, you how I see this Kakasi at all. Now in English, how the media gang up against you, especially when you are not living up to expectations. Again, when was the last time out to see football Mukrani Yakuti will be release clause at the Aquaco fan? Moreover, players are spent big at all mono and Pimpino Ayano Omoye poster boys. Omoye face of the side, Omoye attacking minded players, Omoye play that conjure magic and play that change game within trickling of an eye. And players are huge potential in attacking wide to get to the very top. A young nerd say A B O B O ye DM and also B O ye CM a central midfielder. You best spend it so much in the market at the Aquaco sign. Reasoning in answer game nankasa ye bono. In all the department, there are 2 areas that only respect so far as football are concerned: goalkeepers and then defensive midfielders. The BNN baby at an because we don't celebrate tackles, we don't celebrate saves. It's the BIA Mihalo Modric. And quite of us so at Trent Alexander-Arnold Joe Gomez na ko BN so. No Obia can what them say I branted the man time will beat me a ball you. But Obia and share the defensive phase of the game. It is Kakesi we are. Omede koto Enzo Fernandez ni ne di akire and the ball ball and within a short stint wanya in Europe no they know any wo ho bebrebe. The moment he loses his head, so we a central midfielder, you know, lose ball ne pressure be bounce. Pressure be co defense and so and you are likely to concede because you are the last man in midfield in terms of the defensive phase of the game. Again, and Obian say Enzo spray passes with ease and enjoying the O's and the R's from the new fans. Omunche and down no one had the chance to see him for the first time.
Was he impressive?
Yes. Very, very impressive.
Wow.
Inti de no bia pese unimuna. De minim Enzo Fernandez so yena na who say no in his debut for team like Chelsea. Into Genoa, imagine there were blocks. Imagine so Lusu ball on centrally. There will be so much pressure with the defense of the Chelsea team, because any team omni obi obejina omanim no sustain the pressure from opponent, no disruptive play from opponent, no there be a defense really under pressure. And to share Casemiro by Man United, no, go and check the number of goals that they've conceded. Share Bruno Gomes for Newcastle United, look at how they are flourishing. Arsenal is so quick about Befa Jorginho to replace Thomas Partey, because Partey is so pivotal to their cause. Into Enzo role now all born Genoa, a top brainer for that particular role within big teams. It is a game now in Korea. You better see the number of matches more Boma Benfica. You better see the Sika or Mutia the foul. You better in summer course between Chelsea and Penny Fonim and Euro Costa before almost and Genoa to crown it all. Almost say figure the boo and son I will play and ankasa pressure at me about so. And you know, I'm here born as some kind of say, I did a good pan so you play and I'll be nya or Debbie ever home. Because the next game for Chelsea is a crucial game against West Ham. So imagine that is a pressure game and Chelsea struggle against West Ham. So imagine Enzo playing against one of the consistent pivot in the Premier League in Thomas Susek and then Declan Rice. Sen and Kobe fair, but you know he fared so well. Or making it cool, he kept it simple. One hand who be so with visionary and incisive passes. But Oje Bona or choose easy optional, and 2 times at Chelsea attacking, you know, not making sure say or best set the ball in the attacking zone of the Chelsea side. He was just impressive, and I hope so. Bet was so sa na Genoa near me ako ye team now about Bono, Rona Obono, or a lot of legends who were proven at that particular role, from Michael Essien, Claude Makelele, Ramirez. You know, I obey me a ball list now. The Ababa Bedru Egolo Kante, Jorginho into a roar. More masters or my bomber team let me ye, and a lot would depend on him in midfield. At Benfica, Fiorentino Luis, a put just on the right side of him, not on our the left. Now we control tempo nessa. Rodrigo de Paul, Enzo Fernandez, and then I was Gallagher and then Enzo Fernandez. You know, it was said releasing with ease. He need to concentrate and he need to recover ball just like Enzo Adgutini. And no, but again, one of the consistent pivots in the Premier League, in the Paulina and then Harrison Reed. Since the way teams are maintaining pivot to pan, we West Ham, we Arsenal, you are talking about Fulham as well. But against the two who had that telepathic understanding, he fared well against them. Next on the radar, Declan Rice and Thomas Susek, and you better how Enzo will fare against them. But anyway, he was a diamond and he was impressive.
So because baby do to me boy yani na say we super player there you will be brave with Premiership no more and you will be brave or La Liga money there. What will be your response?
The response and I said
tikiti nyina ni 107 million pounds ni baby enwani and I say be special be no deba we they say Casemiro no money one with my better job,
but you know he's not at that level. Players now obobono onuru half into the ball now, just say, what a bad question, the ball no bono, and now Enzo Fernandez. And he said, no bonny game. He kept it cool, he kept it simple. Now, the rule now, bon, and a complex rule. And you be a change, so he is not Marco Verratti. He is not Sergio Busquets. And it's a open, Verratti, bedgy ball. No pressure, now I take you 1, 2, 3. Now I display any passes, no. So, open so who Sergio Busquets under pressure. No sustain pressure in midfield. Open so who the Andre Pello type of Enzo Fernandez, and yes, I be not yet. Or Abutre, or an excellent passer, or control with ease, and only idea will be now from him. Until Genoa waiting, I can't say warning in any. But I'm saying that the selling club decide, no, now Benfica, or figure on find it. But the style of playing in the game now, born say an obo. And Fanem got to play a beer because those players that you compare him against are already established materials in European football. Untimim fanan to Rodri, untimim fanan to Fabinho, untimim fanan to Casemiro, untimim fanan to Kante. He is not at that level. He had just 17 games in Europe for Benfica. And Wababe making the first game for Chelsea. Excellent at the World Cup.
Or the potential,
he has.
So the Drew level of South now body.
He has. He has. And you know,
at 22.
Yes, he has. And after Mascherano, Lucas Biglia, the closest Argentina for Enzo Fernandez. Giovanni Leos also Rodrigo de Paul, he has a different profile comparatively. On any style any difference. We start here Redondo Dienibia, but the difference is that Redondo Diano we start here different from Mascherano Diano. Mascherano goes with Casemiro, Fabinho, and those guys. Into general scanner there so, but say no boy, sa now be who from him. And I'm saying that the rule now obono, you know, we a footballer now boss rule now you keep it simple, you keep it cool, and you allow the ball to spray. That's all.
Okay. The benefit be clear won't compare on Jorginho. So rule is a Jorginho bit abon simple. I got 12 million. This guy we are and the Tinia and the say.
You know, Omo Kano, Omo feed the motivating side of the game. And also who Hakim Jet. Bono, he was just playing. He wasn't playing with his heart out. Jorginho no dear on your Chelsea view. And you know, you are looking at Jorginho in some and the contract line they'll be free. Until you got on in winter now 12 million. When you emphasis. Moreover, Jorginho after the Champions League, it's not the Jorginho that Mauricio Sarri signed from Napoli. And you Jorginho na Pep Guardiola na Chelsea pre huni biu. Jorginho ntimi control midfield in sustain pressure na. Enu nti Emma Roberto Mancini e push Marco Verratti to a trequartista role. There be. It is not Jorginho na unim ni biu. But you know dem mo bi a remfine say. Enzo Fernandez ya de no, who was his next player? Gallagher. There be. You need Kovacic. You need a fully fit Kovacic. You need a fully fit N'Golo Kante. This will give you that assurance and stability. Then who is going to spray or who is going to play the boss-to-boss role? And the Diamond Chelsea, Gallagher actually, he has been given several opportunities, but ultimately live up. Into Omunya Abotre, the catcher Omunya Abotre for the Chelsea team. Said the Omadrian supporters near expectation city and Omonto was my guys. But I've said it time and again, these are not guys Mudrike more potential, no Dimokali more potential, Fofona more potential, you know, Montomboise. And William Farbon, who Chelsea defense not made for Untimi. Omari James, who said on your fit. And you saw it.
Ventura, the on your fit,
yes. Meme Kase, Reed James on the right. Coquera on the left. Yes. Yes, but you need players that will expose you to know that you are still not fit. And then at a point, Chelsea tries some more pressure kakra. Many more questions with certain players that they sign and how Chelsea impose more confidence in the idea can harvest Muse on a bit me as a good yamon. And now Chelsea was strike about in Kenya 0-0. I agree, Fulham also had opportunities. But you know, defense, okay. James Nyani issues, Coquerel Nyani issues, Thiago Silva and that by the Achille guy, super. Omanya pressure, baby. Enzo sustained the pressure he made for Gallagher was off. Caravet off. Because I heard him run and then inside the upper, super. Now you talk about Robinson, no pressure because Hakim Diajibo now, no, the Ababesan became. Mudrik, off.
He was sick.
Mudrik, yes, off.
Sana Portaika. Say Nayare no one say ultimately beyond 60 minutes.
Okay.
After 45 and not cut off.
Okay.
In
attacking wise, Shetama Raheem Sterling bad game him. Shetama Fofana bad game him. Who say Nkrophobia pressure when him also pressure on me baby. One like Harvest. And you know when you are playing against a defensive Star Wars side with Harvest are the leading man, you struggle. Enzo was impressive. The two center backs, okay. Kepa save no here from Andres Pereira, okay. But in attacking wise, so Chelsea no money Gidi Aubameyang Mudia Skananko so Mutiabi at the cover striker. And Mitrovic would have been a perfect fit for Chelsea. So no more per striker there. Ubibe Kadu Zamblavovic, or could you be on team more? But you know, Mitrovic, whether for Man United, whether for Chelsea, or you play or you're proving in the EPL and the style of play, or both and Bosro, Kabeboa. But let's see, these guys have the potentials. But I'm saying that with a coach on the bench, it will take time.
We have other issues there,
yes,
but
yes.
I'm come Naruhona.
Nam so be come be for Porter Hona.
Na say one come ban we okay say with the coach on the bench. Na me home so. Baba me ko narrow. So one or two comment.
I'm on for better comment what I want to know.
Na Porter doesn't make cars on the book and match and I'm what.
There be 3 days in the Rango. Headline then out the buy. What's it saying with the microphone green?
Oh, but me ya na ma dia son say Porter. Ya na ma dia son say Porter there. Porter bench.
Yeah, no problem.
Ko enna no nim do bench ho.
Oh yo.
Oh yes.
You know na substitutions.
I'm so here chiwa o wa bobi, o mo bobi.
Otobi. Otobi dim.
So wo ya dio no wa bo kakra ye bra no bi so bobi. Sa no de onim bibia afa ko. Onru Chelsea level.
Cra.
But volley. When Tiafutua obebo kasa. It will take a very long time with Potter on the bench.
Ebe do baby, ebe nsem. Because you know, my next game, the pressure beba. Money West Ham, and the pressure beba Chelsea so. I will London Park, the pressure beba. You take it from me, and the pressure beba, and the pressure pa beba. But sometimes politically, you know, you need the English backing. It may be an answer what I believe in. They say,
coach bia.
No, finally,
mo panditi, komo 20 gra.
Come to Tulo.
But we are English guy.
So Frank friend them Jamasa Frank one and funny in Tonka Hasen.
Now, your issues be brave, but
yeah. Quick one of Enzo Fernandez. First of all, General, so to the concept of a buyout clause as here. You can say yakoto player be near ya turn from the use the buyout clause on yakoto ya. Onka ye boom and one assembly. Your buyout clause no. As a trainer and say, Sika ya di shame much as a big room on Crawford. And ya born no. And yes, I see a tongue. Nancy says, can ye sign contract near the shame said the bear young club no. Ye bet me up a see who quite known to me. In Tim Pempi, ya na buy a clause crown a Spain for titu. The shame like something a bear unrealistic for anybody to decide to pay. So, what's your name at the end of PSG Triana? Clearly. 222, nobody ever dreamt say football will get to that point where somebody will get crazy and say Zemekwa Kutia. But PSG did it. In the same place, in the same way, Chelsea decided say, and Confone say Benfica say yen ton Chelsea say a better. Ne buy her close in Intia. So first of all, Chelsea, Oka say a bunu near there. Mem say Okasa newa. Because already no more him say player nyane bono. But they need him badly. Do baby akwe say sika da ho. Now here bibi. Na woman sika na da ho fi se bi esika no esododo. Sometimes you use it. Ocean Nra the first game now. I think that the guy excelled. Enzo Fernandez for his role and what he's tasked to do. He did it perfectly. I don't think say expect bibi fufu bia na be disappointed. But if you know him and you know the role he played at, I think for me, he was super. The problem with Chelsea and Andy Akano. Now, I'm linking to Chelsea players no register for the Champions League and the 3 players are there vis-a-vis Aubameyang or Muyinifrim. My GM say, I don't really know what Graham Potter and Chelsea. It decided say the only one player being a free 23-man squad should be Aubameyang. He's the only center forward in their team. Proper traditional number 9. Our team. And you are talking about Europe, where he's so much experienced. So I was thinking that Chelsea bet drop you be a free or more existing 23-man squad anymore. Nanka shouldn't be Aubameyang. Anopay Daily Mail a report say akwane de bufu oko on in Milan. On in the family twitwa purchase. Whilst Chelsea twin the ball against Fulham no baby. Meaning say Uber is not happy. And no Graham Potter so unfortunate, he's unlucky and went me make it the mark, but when him so be fight no get it back. I'm not saying Aubameyang has given his best for Chelsea, but the position no. Chelsea ni number 9 proper center forward be out. Omunyina ye miss shift. And ideally, especially if not for anything, for the Champions League purpose and for the experience Aubameyang has gathered over the year. Esenko ketim no.
Aubameyang on see Chelsea time.
What no?
And one more matches be very disappointing.
And I'm say at least for the Europe and general, I say we need number 9.
But you need number 9 and just a tintina the on performer. Honestly, need always your time.
You see, Lukaku
numkrasi ja
my dream say
we need Lukaku. I tono. What figure they told Lukaku.
I agree.
Yeah.
He has not delivered.
Aubameyang is not performing.
He has not delivered.
General, this season,
you see, you can't form it. Baby, I a temporal form. Me fan say me nkaso Aubameyang nim bobo, but make us any form a bad form. So potentially he could rise, and then you get the best out of him. But to cast him out from the Champions League for the rest of the season,
because this argument will be a false 9. Any friends say proper number 9. The entity say you book I have it. False 9, a proper number 9 your bench.
Per Chelsea official list, 3 forwards: João Felix, Mihailo Modric, and then Kai Havertz. At least Okomu a defense or any midfielder. There are several positions that are severally duplicated, like Nipan Dawson. Chelsea say wingers be
serious Aubameyang.
This season, general, or 40% of Mugoso or Europe. This season, is that a 40% in Europe,
and you take him out of Europe.
Yes.
But you know disappointment. They can't have it on disappointment.
Europe was good.
2 goals, 2 assists.
Something nice struggle about Aubameyang. Oh, come on, impact in the
general, so about 2 goals, 2 assists in Europe. Now we in the free Europe, now Jano League in more pay for me or more.
Well,
I think that Porter didn't get it well. I think
okay.
Aubameyang should have been given a stay in the Chelsea final squad. May I sure say Chelsea can conform site is so black in India.
Oh,
and I make a say Chelsea. Other teams because Chelsea there. Tuntum no mo fie ni ho. Omo gia ho pa. Inti ho no no. O kasa ansem na. The only thing is that the manager taking the decision is a typical Englishman. Who knows? Who knows? On the Chelsea thing, that is my take. I don't know.
No, General.
All right. Please, what kind of tactics was Porter playing? We can't even identify our strength in the team. Or is the players who don't understand the plan of the coach? Paul, anyway, every time, Abba.
Yes.
The players in the antennas here.
The wide play, midfield play. Where did they build from? Did they build from the right, on the left, build this centrally? Clearly, who game now? But yeah, I'm going to say wide play because ni changes no. Winger frame now winger frame life for like and quantum be away. So the game is a typical wide play, but you know the level of creativity within the Chelsea setup and so of him. Yes. Until you know, what is the strength of the Chelsea team? Mason Mount, I don't know why he continued to start for Chelsea. And I say he was off, and this season he has been off. Kai Havertz up front, typical English team. So my already saw more bedroom. Kai Havertz be papa. Until clearly, problem no, new players need time, but to do na papa now would not touch line. No problem in Nigeria. Okay. Yeah, my crank can ask him be what can I see in every idea to me at also. Yeah, but say better she grows out of Fraba. The church for more branca than no just in the frame or say or buas now for the papa. Also, I respect you almost. Say, Jawma Femuno in the jacket. Arsenal a ball against Everton 12:30 p.m. Yeah, the no international so with a Goodison Park. The league leaders against a team that is likely to be relegated. But our mark of fashion dies the about 9 months after Burnley were relegated when your opportunity to relaunch his career at the Goodison Park after almost sacking Frank Lampard. Everton Yeman Koyi, and in their last 9 games, they are yet to win. Things are very tough for Fajid Mushiri and then the new coach Omodinaba. And also after relegation, when your platform at or they be pejane modi bonus and sanko ya or no so be a typical relegation bound just like some allies mo general team say kofemo ni akofo so me page team from relegation. Arsenal the last 3 meetings o mahiem 4 meetings almost shame good the same park ni dinwa. Out of the 4 miensa omelusu. The last 2 were Demara Gray and then Richarlison 2 goals almost share. And the last one was Yarimina, a born or the 2 at him. Into Goodison Park and a favorable ground for the Gunners. Uramo that's na side that Obianim said this season. And Yema ya omuntim ya nombokoye. Emma feed ye GD 80 meba. And we reward them against Manchester United, where everybody thought things were tough, almost finding a way to secure the 3 maximum points. Into Everton and Ombetimi aye bibiana. Everton soon himself say Nema anko ya relegation na no mobeko and with the certain materials available. Also mo put up a stellar performance, at least getting a draw at home wouldn't be bad at all against the league leaders. Or money Manchester City ball draw into sometimes against some of the big sides who's a Lampard team here Juma Kakra. Or more room with several players almost fully fit and Michael King Kwan any available for this particular game. Kona Cody, Oka Simon Coman, Oka Mikalinko, Oka Yeremina, almost a lot to choose from in defense. In midfield, Brad Onana, Alex Iwobi, Idris Agana Guy, Demara Gray, Calvin Ayer Lewin, Genoa. Almost some Messi, Anthony Gordon, no matter on their man Newcastle United. But should die is pill on pill. This is a game that they expect a lot from him. Arsenal there, Thomas Tep Patinkwan on Messi, and that will be key. But they have an experienced Jorginho. Our experience in the EPL, and you expect him to fill the void. Different profile, different role, but so share Arsenal team said the first ball now. Expect Jorginho so be. Apart from Party, and Rantian Omodomo Bonana Bebo, and again Leandro Trossard, and so by no were fitting into the scheme of things very well after the first 2 games now with team Eboyno. Into Everton need to watch out. Everton problem near conceding of goals. Into more Rantier me and some fin Africa for you and a Belgium, our work rate was low, but they cannot prevent opponent from scoring. Our defense, no massive, whether they go in for 3 back, whether they go in for 4 back, but still things are not well for the toughest and almost against the league leaders. Not a favorable grounds for Arsenal, and again, team or that firm or Jiren who say obey secure points at home. It's a game near very tough for team my friend Arsenal. But with their recent form and being the league leaders and knowing very well City are back, almost chase you almost with a hot pace. Arsenal and Timmy are winning. At the amount City beat me close almost so well, so they prefer to win and almost be room with that winning mentality. Almost a year this season say, baby, almost be Drubiano also almost secure the maximum points. Until me go 2-1 for Arsenal, they will struggle, but I think almost in a better place to secure the 3 maximum points. Manchester United are against Crystal Palace. The last time you Michael Oli's free kick, in the 90th minute, I'm United for 90 minutes celebrity. But after that, Crystal Palace in Sunko ye. Omo against Newcastle United, I'm a man so anti-mianko yam farm. This time, Omo game now at the Old Trafford. And knowing Crystal Palace very well, Omo may say Joachim Anderson after an injury. But again, I heard you all Ward, Michelle, and then you talk about Mark Guehi, they are playing so well. Omar Sheikh Diokori and Jeffrey Slope about back, Michael Olise, Eze, Winfred Zaha, and then Jordan Ayew, and then Omo Edward at the top, or sometimes Omo Timibo Mateta, also. Manchester United, baby Omo Freeba, and qualifying for the Carabao Cup final, confidence in also. Again, so now no show Omo game no against Nottingham Forest now. At the point, time Omo year substitution, no Omo the Jadon Sancho, Omo the Marcus Rashford and Omdi Anthony Martial na ebem into a chess and the United team no bia ho a chess will be a fully fit. Vegas ebenya that competition from Anthony Martial in this particular game into Ceciano obi able to answer who is going to start 3 p.m. at the Theatre of Dreams. You know, I'm because I'm more be Crystal Palace ever quality I also United backline need to watch out for, especially when Fraser Eze and then Jordan Ayew. By a game I make up for Manchester United win at the Theatre of Dreams. Liverpool Wolverhampton. Nancy no aboba. I am very very close. But Liverpool finding a way to secure the maximum points. Junior Lepetegi by no. Onunso ye di obetimi aye bia. Wakofa João Gomez from Flamengo. Na obi enim say Matias Nunes ebeko, but Matias Nunes ewo ho. Nelson Semedo is gradually picking up. Anori is gradually picking up. Nathan Collins, Nick Killerman, omo backline, omo bot 3 back na che. Jesse March and then watch a coach a friend Nuno Espirito Santo. 3 back na no mo ball. Tiafin omo adapt to the 4 back system and a midfield of Matias Nunes, Ruben Neves, Jao Mortino, attack of Raul Jimenez, Matias Cunha, Adam Traore. And it will be how they will fare against Liverpool. Liverpool so leaky goals and and they struggle against teams that possess, they struggle against teams that are very direct. Into Omobo against Brighton, no more breast. But the last time they played against Wolves, have yelled Emma go no Emma separate both sides. And you know Liverpool and Musa Nema nko ye there, but me would say Liverpool are likely to win from that particular feature. In Italy, the derby de la Madonnina na Basso, and it is AC Milan versus Inter Milan. Ya kana and say goals are AC consider bebrebe from Lecce, Omobebo Lazio, about Inter Milan, Intinema Nkui. And the last time they played the Inter Milan, 3 goals no more consider ye. 2 Hernandez got off Wasamba, David Carabia and Timmy Nile almost central defense of Pierre Kalulu and Fikayo Tamorino. You know, this season Matteo gives Ababe Rum Kakra because of injuries. A midfield of Ismail Ben Assel and then Sandro Tonori, Kronik Ababe Rum, Semi Castillo, Kako Johnny Valencia, Silmakers, De Cartarer, Aumukofa, and about Intimate Ficte, Anti Rebic, Ibrahim Diaz, Olivier Giroud, one player they will watch out for. Milan screening must stay, DeMarco must stay, and Genoa. Abrante Francesco Acerbi is still available, and look at the Inter midfield as well, and the attack of Lautaro Martinez, Edin Dzeko, they are just on fire. David de la Madonnina 92nd and Nadia Tiena, but you know what can you say? I think say Inter are better placed to win that particular fixture. Barcelona air ball against Sevilla. Sevilla and Sunkoye 13th position on Moda. Hoye Sampalo by no team apeja omo kakra ehese niam betimi akọ omo se one team omo ye rotation sir and obehuna Jesus Navas airborne right back. The next game now was a Gonzalo Montiel airborne. The next star now obehu say Abrante FN Marcos Acuna oho in central defense obehu Tanga Nwazu obehu Gujek Rikrek obehu say ya push Thomas Delaney dinaba and in midfield they have Fernando Rogers, Joan Jordan, Ivan Rakitic and again Thomas Delaney. 4 midfielders on bet you soon and send him. And in attack, share the El Nesra consistent. Eric Lamela, Suso, Luis Ocampos, who is going to start for this particular side against Barcelona. Barcelona at Thomas secure a lot of maximum points. Now I share almost against Real Betis here. BBI clear. Say beating that Real Betis side gives so much confidence to the Barcelona team. And Rafinha a picky pieces, not giving assist alone by scoring goals for Barcelona. Otimia cemented that position after Dembele Etimi April. I know be a shade will beat me and is playing so well. Robert Lewandowski is back. Can the back four contain the Barcelona attack because Sevilla have been conceding goals? At the new camp, you know, I'm a market in the players in a chance. I'm going in for a Barcelona win. Real Madrid ball against Real Mallorca. The firepower Real Madrid attack and I saw in Marcos Asensio, Rodrigo goals, and then Vinicius Junior. You are looking at Jose Antonio Arenas. You are looking at Venget. So Mubeti me a crumb, and you are looking at Abrante and Pablo Matthew on the right. These are the back line of a Real Mallorca team. No, share the Omubeti me to stop the attack of Madrid. Madrid in soon himself Barcelona playing a difficult game. They need to win. So Omo and Timmy and Sha Barcelona will extend the lead to 8. And that will give Barcelona the La Liga title. But you know, Mallorca, even against Cadiz, when they played against the likes of Alvaro de Negredo, they struggle. I'm tipping Real Madrid to win in this particular fixture.
One call Milan, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Inter Milan. Number now 7:45. One joke crap.
You know, say Milan ne the 2 Milan class no. Se say ohwe ba bia Napoli a team wasina amo bre
13 points.
Yes. Ohwe AC Milan all of a sudden omo concede. Until Lecce share omo 2. Lazio share omo 4. Nano Sassuolo be share omo 5. And Inter Milan share omo 3. In their last 4 games, goals are man conceding cry 2. And playing against the likes of Domenico Berardi and conceding 5. And no man near tough edema. Inter are not playing so well, but psychologically they are on top because the last time we share in the Super Copa no, Omuma AC Milan 3 goals. Inti o kana nsɛn ɔma hyɛ AC Milan dodo a you are talking about a team your friend Inter Milan. Again, there are certain individuals within the Milan team ɔmo pɛgye ɔmo mɔdi boni mu a ɛma Milan team kɔ animu. The last time I make say almost suffer from the absence and the experience of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Last season, you say Abranti friend Pierre Carol ni Fikayo tomorrow omo ni experience because central defender ka unya pani ba ko no nya akra ba ko. But this young lad plays so well only to make sure AC Milan be winning league for the first time in 11 years. David Carabia and he was playing so well, and for me last season Theo Hernandez was the best leg back in Europe. But defense, they are conceding goals. They are not solid as it used to be because Matthew gives a baby room or backline in the absence of Fikayo Tomori. Midfield was Frank Kessié, and in the previous year it was Frank Kessié and Ismail Benazza. Sandro Tonali plays so well. Mekani go no share against Lazio at the Stadium Olimpico. But this time he's not on form. Ismail Benazza engines in the continent on Samba no. On my the Benazza who won the best player of the AFCON AC Milan the better no. Again, you are talking about chronic. Not reliable figure in midfield and the attack. You only need to stop Rafael and you stop the AC Milan team. And any problem AC come. Inter the only problem here inconsistencies. And Genoa, in as much as they have inconsistent plays, sad games they always try to live up. And they have certain individual within the ranks almost step up our Brescia ultimately or mobile. The midfield of Nicola Barrera, Hakan Hakanoglu, Eric Mkhitaryan, and then you are looking at Edin Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez. So defense in now concede goals. Now Babebo against Lautaro Martinez and Edin Dzeko in the Syria. There's no hope for survival. Okay. It's a game that I think the blue and black only a tape to win in this particular encounter.
Franco Naro.
General, I think Samai Bibika Krebi. Okay. Andy has done a lot. First of all, on Mason Greenwood, I think that there has been a caution and Omubisa Ura, a friend Eric Ten Hag, about Mason Greenwood and on 3 occasions smartly or avoided those questions. I think it's a very sensitive issue. Talking about Mason Greenwood because first of all, you talk about DSC any nkrofo a omugidi say rape sem any saa nneema no woyɛ saa nneema na any kwase ma obedi pam kra ne saa nneema. So Eric Ten Hag was very, very careful about it. But we are not the free honoma. Absolutely no doubt. Mason Greenwood a super player. I think that what the Odema United no krano ebia Anthony into me famau ewo eye team nimu. And if you have Anthony on the right, now we be Mason Greenwood Edna Kanwa. I think say a additional a beboa will team very well. Luckily enough, United and terminating a contract. Omuguswa Etrianeka and they court not dropping all charges against him. Complain and so any problem beam. But in a society such as this, so saying as sponsors ebehun, saying other air pressure groups ebehuno into issue as a United and paying for Nina transfer hour on Bayan. Even so person in the babaka, how do you integrate him? Within the babe Ketimono, the first my saying the BCIA, how is the world looking at the young chap Mason Greenwood? And I think that maybe so free mufi be our learning lessons because only Phil Foden and a Kokoye Dinkai. Foden has moved on to have become a superstar, playing at the World Cup and all that. But Mason Greenwood there went to me and share so and I didn't be now. Luckily for him, I think they've done a lot of work with a Gano and in a Busia for and Nama Wetimi I exonerated. A lot of people feel that the fact so much dropping charges, pay evidence about Bontini Adeno and Tressa Wanya Bonnet, Nemum, it be a complainant and any interested and no more dropping case, and a prosecutors called Dubofono Sujidi Bia or Munya dancing enough when key witness as when your interest be and inti no more dropping case, inti those extremists will still see Mason Greenwood as a bad person. I'm here. Unsen sponsors na didn't know be a if you know. But I think as a United, a very crafty. Normal Peko and Pombe first were integrating. He will be a very good addition to the Manchester United squad. General, finally, Mesut Ozil. From Schalke 04 to Bremen to Real Madrid and then to Arsenal, Fenerbahce and then Istanbul. And they I'm saying on and now for near there could in command say the Kono de Abanaway at the age of 34. Some 96 games for a diamond shaft of Germany with some 23 goals. A key figure when Germany won the World Cup in 2014. But Messi Ozil, the decline was so sharp. It was so sharp. At Madrid, now my friend the dazzle Ozil. But Oba Arsenal, who had the latter part of the years at Arsenal, controversies in free Arsenal no, went to me and pick it up. I call back to the crew man can say take it. I think he's contributed a lot to the game. Madrid Senka, Ocean caliber, the four like the talent and the skill setter. Nanke so Boca Krakao. I don't know what he did with his life because the past 5 years, Ozil and Shada Mobobia. Babema baby.
Okay. We the investors need more tips on the Premier League matches. I'm say Premiership name say why na nti Bill Abokobi also with me at the Odiaka Hona fe Odiako Guso the Bishibia na what other Onyamiasi. Nana K, watching you live from Ahafu Kenya, say you guys are doing a fantastic job. Please, I need Mr. Andy's number. Okay, Yemfa, we and so right. Message, every okay. Good morning to you and your fantastic crew. I'm Prosper. Oyukoba Mensa, watching you live from Seche Kwaman. Please ask Frank Onaro for me. Can Arsenal win this year's English Premier League? Because he predicted that we Arsenal will not qualify. And it came to pass. So let him answer my question for me. Okay. And also, no. And Chiano Dosu, and Chiano Dos, my parents, my parents, greetings to my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Amponsa, Dosu, why did we, by Anima and Bakwana, you know. Yet me, I can carry other messages, Now, also, besides asking a bit my cheap premiership.
Omube to me, and Ombe to me. Is it possible they can win? Yes, it's possible.
Ombe winning.
Omube winning. For now, I'm still not convinced. Also, after 19, week 19, Arsenal top league. It's occurred previously twice. After 19 week, Omuda topper, Nina Omontumianji. But this time around, no space, so 5 points separating them with Man City with a game to spare. In fact, the net game, no SI, another determining factor. Everton is not playing well, but so being your coach for say no set of players or more good, it may create a problem at the mount, especially when Arsenal results in recent time or good is in than you so good. Okay. Arsenal are careful in any game no against Everton.
My love for you people is how you discuss people's contributions by texting messages. You make us feel more important. Isaac Mensa, Edwin Fitakwa, and Abba, one for the messages about the program. No, now a lot of them you're discussing. Isaac Mensa, Takwa, Osinani, Ejihu, Papa, Yama, say, a part of the program, and they are so important. And Crepa, your form contributions, in Niagara. Don't you think that William can still play for Chelsea? Because his game yesterday was super. I want Andy Came to analyze it for me. Derek Maslow, would we free Techiman and Brian. If you Techiman, you call Wenchi Banda line. If you were a large Mama Salia, the problems or the difficulties Chelsea is facing in the season is not completely attributable to lack of quality materials, but largely due to the pressures the managers of the team are subjected to. Some of the players they have in their ranks will start in any team worth its salt and competitive. The supporters of the team are too demanding, as if their team is cast in the mold of Real Madrid, Manchester United, and extremely greater clubs. Alhaji Mama Salia, Ifeura, Wenchi Banda line, they would buy the kind of program. No, I don't know. Kai Havertz can be Chelsea's main man up front. Isaac Clever, East Legon, Dodibaye, and so on. Manchester United is going to lose against Palace today. Enzo should ignore what people say about him at Chelsea, Clever Isaac, one or Sunday we free East Legon, a brilliant Marijata.
General.
And I know what so see me. I know when you had G. Yankopon actual dear.
David.
When you see Yamia Chua,
send you into a mystery. No, we said into a mystery.
But okay, Yamu, I need G. Yamia this hard number. And you were simple. As I usually do, no, I can't pass now, no release it. You're simple.
Over day, with an asset.
Yamiamo are also buried the others. And what's the meaning of that? No. To be bizarre question, our last chance. Say now, in my last chance.
Madame, I see the break.
Nah, yeah, anyhow.
Anyhow,
more problems.
Problem is your mommy, but Monday.
Problem with the mom. No. You're simple. Oh, my ID be 1 minute on this. No.
A more problem, but me control.
What's your more problems?
Yeah.
Problem being at the mount. Then you amount.
Sir.
We in terms of program, anytime one now. And I'll answer someone. Problem at the mount.
Can you have a question into
one? Come and pay yourself, Franco.
No. You're telling me come. What's the money problem?
What's our man of what they is here? No, it's so problem.
Yeah.
If there's a more problems, yeah, and Yamin signing through.
Baby, hey.
What is happening?
What problem now?
A problem, yeah.
A boy about the problem, ba.
Did Yamin through?
No
way.
That's the last thing you ever think of taking away from you.
Okay. But the man here had to say, the wife say, but because of Nema TV so didn't go or to treat Nanka or say in Nanka Mabon TP. Boy, we see that be. So pants is one party on shit. Open boxes now. I don't do I don't know day, but
what display what God has
what the top we are brain I always watching
what God has endowed him with. So it's my man say.
And so we start to who me cry for how much 5 hours.
Oh, Yoko.
And no, David Austin.
Okay, oh, headache. David Austin headache.
David Austin, transfer guru.
Yeah.
Nipa Bakwa always be and before I play a big movie, before I play a big free club. No, yana omoneta bricky on a Fabrizio Romano. Na general. And no mubu sana question back say, dear Chelsea aye, a bit me a force so UEFA. I'm more asaso at tighten the FFP rules nana. And also catch central and say, so I'll go back to PSG. I'm a boss back on the Nasa Al Khelafi. Omo konko share the kind of ECA UEFA Club Association board no so na chairman. And on a man PSG for the strength in the market. Omo to top players omo pay to exorbitant fees for players. So edu Chelsea used a loophole. That loophole no a lower amortization. So maximum Chelsea to be more 8.5 years, 7.5 years. It means by the last year, General no feel on what they call no akake to word. A loophole. Chelsea etimi awura ho a manipulate ya UEFA for intimi Chelsea but it's gotten them reminded say at some point ade betimi aboa UEFA for say omon tighten rules you know because summer to summer 600 million euros as a fee a mark say ubetimi a jump atra transfer market no general I think say Chelsea for no ya temper that mark you know and one o share the entire UEFA Super Cup na maso na to control the financial expenditure of market. So Madrid, Barcelona, those Juventus big clubs and no more to more. A better yet me control market no. It's that Super Cup na maso. But then also share the Chelsea here. A man first started bisa question say general any FFP no baba here day. Super Cup rather than enjoy more man koye. So these are other loopholes that FFP no one Chelsea at me take advantage of and we dey new players and we pay. And now It's a trophy who said David Austin, one transfer guru said, a dear Chelsea for me, a creating a mess, or a better remind the UEFA, a more tighten on regulations, and I'll remind you, say, other clubs have been taking advantage of the little loopholes and all FF in general. And I'm sure such Chelsea, even this is the winter window, you will do some another day. On my place in the Brea, as a TSC marketer, like I keep saying, new owners bar, on Mubo market, a try set on the show off, on the show what they also have. But general, in the end, as I saw could be a coin be other clubs and Obabi Round, and that was issue. I started back kakra as to the UEFA Baya, a Bemba that control, that stability on the financial market or transfer window.
That's your best year.
Your boy fear.
Yeah.
Your top scorers, you know, what they compare last season a general a drop a cra. Last season in Bella and you no pace. Augustino Crab, Brighter Jemo, how no muchesi, the American top scorers award, no. Nay, so nice. But this season, you know, our form it's really crawling. Who the Osha there, even though Mezaka free, with 9 goals. So I'll be analyzing how other strikers, you know, conversion rating is so low. Our board, no, so and of course, Ubenya RT, so our host to Accra has folk general a big game, Dreams Brekum Chelsea, and you see a big game, Legon Cities, and then of course King Faisal, and also another big game, and these are some of the games this weekend be try good general. Okay. Not my analyze your free our board.
Okay. All right, Marie Jata. Oh, I was mebwa. O se da mi hia omo. All right. Arsenal played against Everton. It ended in a 5-1 victory for Arsenal. Today they will collect 3. The remote is still on top of the table. Gunners, no size. Out of 2 colors. On our way and so Abreye. Yakikaba efie kakra. Na fiya be discuss the koso and so efie Joe. You promised to discuss what transpired at the Swag Awards, and especially the speech of the President Kwabena Yeboah the other time. But you've still not done it. Can you do it this morning for us? Kwame, is it Akurugu? Udwe Efri Kintampo and Abre. Efri Kintampo, you call him. Good morning. I'm SK Morgan from Pram. You guys should continue the good work. Yedasipa. Pram for saying, my name is Jacob Minka, texting from Ashaiman. Let Andy tell which player can complement Enzo in the Chelsea midfield for it to work properly. Okay. Daudiabani Jacob Minka. Ose Kovacic.
Matthew Kovacic.
Oh. See on press Boba Kono now.
Loftus Cheek, we free Champions League,
Also, Thomas Tuchel.
As in the position, that's no Bamian position.
Also, Thomas Tuchel, you know, also call off cry.
Loftus Cheek.
Because Tama.
Yes.
A call off cry.
And a Porter, only Rubia.
Yes.
Obisi Yentre Porter. Player Bakupa.
Why improve?
Player one. Kepa. Good morning, sir, and your undisputed crew. I've been offline for a while, but monitoring every second, minute, and hour of this program. Greetings to you, especially my mentor, Andy. Ghana football needs a military leader to stop the bad officiating and childish incidents that happen at various stadiums. La Besta, all the way every Trinidad Kodia Senior High, Kumawu, and Abraham's away intention. And so, okay, Yentwaso and Fa and Mamo. Hi, General, please, are you not going to discuss the Kotoko statement from the National Circles Council? Oh, na eka me headlines no. Okay, now Rebecca Kanigina, na de Ohubia, Drinsebi Ohubia, and so on the Bray. And please, we would like to hear your responses on that particular statement. Okay, we free General Afrifa. Hey, udi no, udi free here by Kintampoa General Afrifa. Wow. I don't know why Franco Naro defend Kumasi Asante Kotoko always. We all know that opinions are subjective, but he, Franco Naro, overdoes it. Look at his verdict on Karela's penalty against Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This is very bad. It was a clear penalty, and he can't say anything to convince anyone. If he continues to do that, people will not take him serious, and that he will begin to, hey, sir. I hope you have also realized that this is very bad on his part. Wow. Adamu Abubakar. If I have forgot, so that is only one dream, you know, or a bad. Oh yes. We wonder. I'm free US. I'm not saying compensation. Any referees be crack kasa. Free US. No more program no. Yeah. Referees are more America for. And also I'm follow. Especially Newton. Yeah. I'm follow pa read all even though. Language no monte as ba no follow the way no nti na mo de ba say ko munya kala ka minim do mo de ba no including the referees, American referees no yes say a penalty.
There are several referees after Ram submission also frame catch them say they agree with me.
Yeah,
there was a foul against
the referees now front no a divided. Yeah, nti wo kire wa do bi so kire and na wo de obi kire na dwene ne wa dwene ne pa. Who feels it? Maybe I am one. Hey, we cannot join us and no one joining. And then Bibiana, Tintina, as the old dream as a bit. And also,
that incident has not changed.
Okay, you remember, so you've been enough time, but about 1 hour. Yeah,
those incidents, you be Yama, be actually. Incident.
Now
was that Andra?
Many referees are almost there to just say it happened outside.
No,
the line no crowd. And your line no sooner because I part of the goal area.
Yeah.
Almost incident happening and sana or to the Wako to line.
Bravo, Joe, and the Obi Obekasa NCO penalty line should be an hour. But foul before now Franco Nero, Ekano.
Yeah.
You be now when challenging for the ball, no. You be say the city.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning. Watching you live from Takwa. I still can't believe that Mark Kukureya is still a Chelsea player. Look at how he was moving from his position, allowing the opponent to utilize the spaces. Gasconi. And anyway, about later, about other messages are Monso Mode Abreye. Quickly, Mamimraha na Mimhe DDD also Edibaye na Yentua program no so Kessben 3.3 live on Kessben Television live, Kessben 92.9 live, or DSTV channel 364 live, or Go TV channel 173. I've taken a singular position not to blame our GFA entirely for our Black Galaxy's exit. There's no perfect home as I speak, and even in our individual small homes, with only our wives and children, we face a lot of disagreements. So we should discourage our position that there must be a perfect equilibrium before any of our national teams can perform exceptionally in tournaments. Boss, 90% of our sports presenters speak for their selfish gains. That they are agents for their preferred candidate ahead of RGFA presidential election. Wow. But such people who want the whole world to believe that they are the gospel of truth, we must stop our pretentious acts and support our national teams wholeheartedly. With our clean hearts, boss, granted that another person wins against Mr. Keto Kreku, he shall face same or heavier opposition than as we are doing today. In effect, our football fate shall be like carrying scarce water in perforated calabash. Didi Akwadan Senior High School, anyway, a prayer. Yemra nafi local stories no ne messages na ba no. Se be ho adwuma kakra nsa na na league match ba ko ho na mbo china ebi so ewo ho. referees ne nsɛnsɛm no nsɛm esisi Kumasi Asante Kotoko NCC krata a wɔde abai Kwabra Eboa swag president ne nsɛm no amanfo sɛ man chichi bebree ama wɔn ne yɛsɛ bɛyɛ ne memenda any other issues no yɛbɛhwɛ age yɛmfa ne nyinaa nka ho naro sɛ wo na Kotoko krata no kuta wo enti no sɛ nka betuma yɛ ho adwuma ntɛntɛm de aman ya na fe yɛaka other stories no munya Kwabra Eboa nso videos no ready na fe yɛmfa nhwɛ amanfo messages no later na yɛde aka no
2 pages na menya sure sɛ yɛka sɛ yɛka nyinaa yɛbɛtum nti kɛ monitor fa kakra way free National Circles Council na kyerɛ sɛ Asante Kotoko makyitaafoɔ no ɛkuba atan no ɔma so ɛna krata yi free ne trasem no say the propaganda scheming against Asante Kotoko must cease na kyerɛ sɛ nkurɔfoɔ tiri mu bɔ a ɔmabɔ ɛhwɛ sɛ ɔmo bɛtwe Kotoko nkankɔ aba akyire no saa timu pɔnɛ sɛ ba na wiye na ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ National Circles Council executives no da bia ɔmo supporters ne bɔ ɔmo so bɔ sɛ ɔmo enni sie de ka nkurɔfoɔ yɛ nneɛma ayɛnsɛm fata edi tia Kotoko bobuku na circles wɔn ɔmo ntumi nyɛ hwɛ yi na enei officiate na ɛkɔ so ɛkɔ di tia Asante Kotoko no ɔmo hwehwɛ mu ne nea ɔmo teteɛ ɛkyerɛ sɛ ne kɔfare ba nyinaa firi Ghana Football Association na ɔmo referees bi ɔmo hyɛ da appointee ɔmo ɛmo ɔmo bɛdi saa nsɛm no ɔmo say the purported propaganda and schemes against Kotoko with its roots is reportedly coming from the corridors of Ghana Football Association. Their methods of appointing specific match officials to derail the efforts of Asante Kotoko in both home and away bases is no more a secret. No, Omuchim says, Ombetimi a church matches be a referees a sheda. Abo mutimpo ni asmo amo mabisi Kotoko. Bako Asante Kotoko ne house of folk Kumasi Babayara. Bako game a course ewo Tamale Kotoko any RTU. Bako bibiani baby Gold Stars any Asante Kotoko boy. ɛna baako nso ɛyɛ deɛ kɔ so ɛwɔ Karela ɛbrɛ ni Asante Kotoko edisi ani na ɔmo National Circles Council no ɔmo ka kyerɛ obi biara sɛ chief executive officer ɔyɛ Nana Yamponsa no ɔne obi ani competition o ɔne obi ani competition biara na sɛ ɔbɛtena Kotoko ana ɔntena Kotoko no egyina ne mmɔden mmɔ so enyina bibi fufuo biara so ɔmo ɛka kɔsi sɛ the NCC leadership no ɛwɔ absolute confidence in the management the current management of Asante Kotoko. And we would like to assure the rank and file of the supporters that the NCC has always been led by competent persons of great repute, capable of leading the supporters to offer the needed attention, assistance, and support at all times. Let us therefore know that the real detractors by now and be focused in supporting the club of the century. Into ɔmo nsɛm nyinaa ne sɛ ɔmo leaders no ɛyɛ competent guys a sɛbi ifinto bi anim no ɔmo nim adwuma no ɛyɛ nti ɛmfa ɛyɛ bibi like ɔmo mfa support no enter team no akyi ma memfa wei ntoa so ase ɛmsɛ nka meyɛ yɛ frame it is general mam kwan na menkan these 2 paragraphs.
Okay.
As we earlier recounted, the team does not belongs to the Reverend King. I think not shouldn't have been there. My mistake is me. As we earlier recounted, the team does not belong to the revered King of Ansantiman.
The team belongs to.
What
kind of unedited mistakes be removed?
And we would not allow anyone to use the team near Santiman area Nedia. If the GFA have problems with Nanaya management, they should confront them and leave the club alone. Se GFA team near Opim Sodia. Se GFA no any Nanaya Ponsa ewo problema. Omene Nanaya Ponsa enya. No munja team no emaninya nejuma. Umuye no say it is so shameful that an ESCO member of the GFA would say on radio that the GFA jubilated and had a party when Kotoko lost a match. These primitive acts of the GFA will not be tolerated anymore. The GFA should concentrate on developing Ghana football which has sunk to the lowest level and leave Krobia alone. I'm so almost 7.
Okay. Why the best as and the game? Maybe I'll comment on what you move on.
You know, there was absolutely nothing wrong for the supporters' leadership. So, Adrian almost said, team no near being kui, no more be rising against that, or more be raising concerns against that, because it will be as a pressure from a say hoba. It get to the level of the main leadership and will be able to say, or my hand and near be coswa, or muntimin to near mama near mentim and kui. So, for me, let away or more based on the pressure that is coming in and around the Kotoko setup. For me, there was absolutely nothing wrong. But any me will let in now be scrutinized let and actually say in semna or more can a yampana. And I say, well, be all proof. First of all, me, I'm a one person after the Kotoko against House of Full game, no, consistently. Makan is several times, 70 years, yes, or man punish referee Selomi. Y'all bless. Because as a top referee, me would Jenidisa or one of the top referees. You know, I'm a Kamba.
Okay.
I'm the Code Division 1. I'm the Code Division 1. Yeah. I don't consider that as punishment. You know, it's the me can say, me share the previous incident. I too referee because me share Kotoko and how to focus, and that Fabio Gama penalty for me wasn't a penalty. But after that, the FA were quick to punish that particular referee. I was expecting that quick response from the FA. Say, referee Salome, you are blessed. And you more Ben Baba last posted in the name and Koye. And you know that day was one game and a more day one any cry. Later, and I really say FA no the Code Division 1, in my opinion, it wasn't enough punishment for the referee. Based on the essay that any dynamic person FA reacted to. So from that particular angle, if Kotoko are raising concern about a certain referee and a more debate, so you no more expect to say be punishing or man punishing that me Kotoko wa. But you know, I'm looking at the matches involved or my raising concerns. I want to make them say in Nigeria. Me share Kotoko any house of folk, and if they read that concern, me no woman wa. Again, me share Kotoko ne Red Tamale United Tamale. Oya Kotoko supporter go sit back. Glue to your set and watch that game again. And you referee na Kotoko lose match. It was one of the poorest games for Kotoko this season. A gamer how do you control game with ease? And minim said David Abagna in ball. But that day, baller David Abagna boy. And every Kotoko supporter of a game in Abedia say it was a poor game for Kotoko. Oman loses a game because of poor officiating. No. It was just a bad day in office. It is a game no ultimate fan conquest referee. Say referee now want me and win that game. No. Until be raising concern about poor officiating for the Kotoko RTU game, I disagree. I done RTU ball, and for me, that was their best game of the season. Ball on ball is Adano. Me yes sure say, they were asking. See the difference between the RTU team and the Kotoko team here, just no. That was the difference. It is a game they want me to blame referee, say referee na lose here. Now we are know about the baby any Gold Stars game. The United na hakan. Say penalty na referee na GE no. The referee we spoke to the referee on this platform and he confessed. Say it was a wrong call. Oji to Musa wa anyade. Say oji is a penalty after we game no kohwe no. Inti referee again, so in 2 matches they know I will agree. But me my stance on the Karela game, meaning say video for bad. Yeah, me any there. You know, me sa game no nye game. Me ka say referee dem Kotoko lose game. In the first half, Kotoko has several opportunities. Well, obi betimi argue say Senkaye so ya mo ball na ancha. Say Karela nso nya bi o ma man, nti referee na penalty na any penalty. Me who incident na dey me twen ya for the interpretation. Interpretation na me twen from referee say within the line, betimi a call for a penalty and upon all the analysis I met apart from so Bejina baby as a Franco na original apart from so Becca said there was a foul before that ball, baby incident in this and the video that I watch. If there is any other video, I'm here some they are fine. But in a second video now, I'm here the ball was a foul against Sheriff. So in that particular aspect, any game at Genoa, me make us a gamer, referee, and a mark Kotoko elusu that particular game. Overall, Genoa, minimum say, Gan had teams be a benefited from officiating, including Kotoko this season. One of the games against Insuatreman, and I think Samates as well. Incident be go in their favor, and Momunya free kick crowd bossy. But that is not to say if referees are against Kotoko, we don't have to say it. But you know, I say me, points or my so there. 2 of the games I agree with Kotoko. 2 of the games I disagree with Kotoko. Inti Yahuana did know me. Inti almost 7 and 10 in the TTM. You know, I agree with the 2 games, I disagree with the 2 games. But me who be a midina so I can say there's a play planned decision or arrangement. Say idea tia Kotoko. I'm a league no muntimene.
Oh, my son is a clubs be so I enjoy. And as a clubs be decisions be quite
yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, bizarre.
Yes.
Me too wanna see.
There me person me chene say. Kotoko abo match o ma benefit from poor officiating da.
Okay.
And obi anka ket. Say Fabio Gama then he was under ket and ameboa. Nobody said ket. Kotoko ne sama teso ha. Obi an free kick na omoje ya Edinburgh Kotoko. It was a free kick against Kotoko. But omo they benefited. Some at for one year did be our. And there was no team in the league that have not benefited from officiating. Ubia enjoy be. Inti general omu point say omu raise there. They have a point in 2. I disagree with 2. On the whole, nano na Kotoko share Kotokuru at 5 right. Performance na enko ye this season enye because of officiating. Enye officiating in a team no more de bon any. They drew about 4 games. It wasn't because of officiating. And I'm saying that go and watch the RTU Kotoko game. We see time to talk about poor officiating. It was a game Kotoko lost and they lost to a better side. In the Genoa, me dear, me was certain disagreement, me was certain agreement.
Okay. Now Robert Berman said about
from Sobi and say supporters leaders, it feels officiating in Koyemo into Omomo voice, Yenti Omunka, absolutely no doubt. There is no problem. Misaji Tum said this season there has been a good number of officiating that has gone against Asante Kotoko. As whether say those bad officiating decisions I koditi Kotoko no penny bin a shechri I into no. I don't have any evidence to it, unfortunately. Omo akra kano omo say purported like omo ankasa so so nye too sure say omo wadansidie bi anaso mbetimi aboya me ehu ekwan a ebi a the current GFA 30 years of Kreku ene ne nkrofo skinny up to bring down Asante Kotoko. I'm sure they will all be happy and get to know. First of all, GFA nankasa escofo no Kotoko bi woman na ebinim. Which people constitute the GFE? And I say Executive Council. And I say Mr. Ketias Okreku as the president. And on arrogating powers to himself. And what decide is obe scheming etia the institution as Asante Kotoko. I'll be surprised if Ket would want to do that. Because a FA president. Now you say football in this country call for your league matches, call for man. The tool out here, ebema football na pija na mwenyama ba ono. Ebini big clubs like Asante Kotoko ne has book or mubedi. So if you decide so be sadena then e kamea kwa sadena wow building. Sadena na udrigo. So until anybody gives me an evidence or examples, I will struggle to say there a machination from KTS or Kraku against Asante Kotoko. Yes, during the GFA elections, Kotoko currency on an iron Ponsako compete. Other people competed, and now he lost, and Kurt won. Would that be enough for Kurt to decide, say, Enunti, Timwa, Ayan and iron Ponsa down or bringing it down? I will not rule it out. It is possible. But as I speak, I don't have any evidence. I also agree with Andy said there has been games that officiating so Kotoko. But indeed, I think that the esi o baby ani was terrible. Near esi Kotokone house o Baba Yara, it was terrible against Kotokone Minuna. And Karela Dieno, I've said it time and again that on any day, I think that Sheriff was in control of the ball. He was fouled, yet the referee ignored and succeeded in getting that penalty for Karela. But for me, that is not enough for me to say, say, Ketokreku Neshechri. Omoka could see, say, Nanaya is not in competition with anybody. In things, so money no problem. Omene Nanaya Oninya, name Mumum Famra Kotokoso. I also agree. So if indeed anybody has problem with Nanaya Ponsa, the head or the head of the management of Asante Kotoko, any question translated by the club Asante Kotokoso. But why would the supporters want to speak for Nanaya Ponsa? Say, or new money competition? Are they so much aware? The other thing, a dicey issue, but I still want to comment on. Say, they were Oma Mbodin, Sebia, ESCO member, we are now. But it's an issue that has come up before. It's an issue that has been discussed before, and I want to make a comment. Say, an ESCO member said on radio, public radio, say, Kotokolusi game, the GFA jubilated. And I just want to talk about it. General, people don't understand certain things. When you say live radio, it is because I'm speaking on live radio, I'm speaking on television. But the emphasis say, Yako offer an answer me baby, na obi accidentally or secretly record me come a wabonting, no be born radio as well. You can't tell me say, and common a meeting, a yade American live radio. Now, obi are part of the radio and knows how radio works. Any TV. Ye dear yen snipper. Ehuri ho cans edinsri, especially see offer. Sometimes we to me can say just to provoke somebody. There are a whole lot of nkoma ye din off air. At the siri ni nyina off air nkoma na ye dino. See say they ba bontia. And can be amazing. But when you are speaking on air and on record, you know how to speak. And to say okofa obi nkoma odina bontin, we don't even know what the other person told him. Ebia or de ensrihe na before na say or share that can ansem no. Sometimes you cry say be we penyin, etimi share that can say bi kire which obi anim say enke anke ntumi nka. And if you take those things to be as a statement on record, you are making mistake.
Okay.
You are making mistake.
Okay.
That is what I want to say about the Kotoko release.
Okay. My main message we a free Kwame, is it Dilima or what? Dade Kutupon. All right. Hold on, anyway, a free Ebre. I'll say, Joe, it's quite amazing. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, I'm very shocked and surprised. Didn't they win last season's league under Keto Kreku? It's so clear that Kumasi Asante Kotoko have parted ways with a lot of players that made their team so strong last season. Where are the players now? It's so clear that the two teams, the team of last season and that of this season, cannot be the same. We have a lot of decisions that have gone in favor of Kumasi Asante Kotoko against other clubs. Why are the clubs not complaining that Keto Kreku is against them? During the World Cup, look at the penalty the referee awarded against Ghana in favor of Portugal that Ronaldo scored. Can we conclude that FIFA was against Ghana? It's so surprising. The letter is simply baseless and meaningless. You shouldn't waste your time discussing it. I'm so worried. You have a lot of other issues to discuss. Why wasting time on this?
I saw a match. Dreams FC was cheated.
GF election 2020. Then you would know about shame. I'm at certain times you are instigated in doing things probably on your normal way, no one yet. Because your number one priority is that the success of Asante Kotoko. Referees make mistake. Yesterday I had a private chat with one referee. Oka and Samucheme. Even why you need a home. You can pick on such referees and then make your case. but baby om de asem na kwa kuduru ni gidigidi na omo ka no bebre no enimu sa jo bebre no enimu sa okay. Saturday na Frank Adamfo better ha say and all your Facebook live so about Kessben FM no Mickey fia na eba na yakọ break I think we now call so be we hear say we pie Mickey pia the same discussion of AI and the CGF for no kotokolusu na omu ye party ewo ho na mbusa Mickey say how kotokolusu match GFA party ayeden for what now one ever organize a party no at what point in time would they even call the party Mickey na free has here oba beka sa asem say sana kotokofo eka say kotokolusu match I think was Africa match and something so those were Mickey's words and I me catch and say better na kotokolusu match at GFA party is ESCO member team we so don't be led blindly as anti kotoko supporter don't be led blindly nen kan sema ebe sampa be ma wasem na otro nyina na say merit compa because man say dey work na nya de kre no sa sando GFA ESCO member on live on radio can say kotokolu smart what you know it is not true so tell video na the long video near long fani na okotwa baby na oka na oda ka official statement a we issue ho ebe sa unsa na oka na say ne kro mu compa bo so bi dia to nchen sebi producer na ne yapon so onyo kotoko nchen obi a I've said this now say it again that be the boss of kotoko. At the GF Executive Committee, Joe, I can tell you on authority. People I know and I interact. Minimum of 5 people, yeah, Sante Kotoko, true and true. Minimum.
That's cool.
Yes. Minimum of 5. Na Kotoko supporters. How can no say no they make cancel. A bed then say be producer. Say GF ko no, ye ni bibia ye na akwa akoton say free meeting, ya meeting in the send koka Kotoko, kwa be na refa so Kotoko, e be ba form. Na woni Israel GF tun for ho. Ebi krampa sebi me kra me nya Kotoko CEO chairman kran. Ebi kram mo access e wo man shampoo chen. Do you know the inspiration of 24 gives to GFA president ESCO? Only Empire Obama GFA president Ghana football. Do you know how many times we've gone to a 24? Be big to us your football park as well. Nama pejani kakraka. So far so any day. So far so any day. It bit me see all of us acknowledge say the referees ebi mo ye boni and that they make mistakes. Hey, me wo team referees DT me. Kete kroku wo team referees DT no. Asante Kotoko referees DT o mo. Sanso na referees DT teams in favor of Asante Kotoko. It happens in football. If we was press referee acquire mistake and so I could DT na wo kan. Do I agree with 100%? Say they see be any. I do not understand. So I've told you say referee you know through be so you so where you know who brains the crap apart from I don't know it's a technical way now you know. If you're managing the game, instantly see na area hona not less than 3 Kotoko players the pejo musa. Meaning say ball na ball Bibiani Gold Stars player answer. I never saw Gold Stars player or any other Gold Star player no appeal for penalty. They say the crowd can't be beat. So the players came on you, then you insist and say a penalty. I did Beppen Nementy referee na said that. Even though you come as well in your assistance. But I'm facing Hona so you watching. You don't need assistance to do this. Internet to a church on someone in my enemy.
Official statement, speculations now.
Speculations. Making the fear about Kotoko supporters say, Omulusi and the GFA for a panel. How would GFA a party for? Say because Kotoko a free match. Now, so what to be paying? Then you go and write this in official statement. Only last week I was reading something. Answer this week. Oh, Sunday Chobai. Almost a bad for VAR. Send VR now and review some of the referee decision now. Can Liverpool be relegation? Can Manchester never be Omodano? Who read this idea? I just say even in the Premier League.
Last season, the referees AJJ incorrect and they are correct. 40 out of 40 is around. I think they had only 40 right.
So, meaning say referees made mistakes, made errors, and VAR. It's a sign. The referees no, so VAR ni one referees need take those decisions. Come Liverpool have been relegation, and can Manchester never be Omodano. It tells you everywhere the referees there's a margin of error. I'm not saying it's a Ghana they need error because some of them are things. In terms of investigation, if you teams a couple a betting referees. In terms of only team like Kabum somewhere betting say change na team this Kotoko. It be a 2-1 and a 2-0. Now it's a Kotoko. Your chance to say so much and no pen to Joe. if the team is leading 2-1, are you getting what I'm trying to say? Because on it club now call into an agreement. Maybe almost some year betting. It's a score line. You say the referee must make sure say Obenya say score line. All those no money now say GFH here. The referees are punished.
But in term, if you remember what was
no, no matter this ano.
Man can be any goal stars. You see that how many days now? How many weeks now? Sillian TBBA.
Okodi match.
Yes, sir.
Okodi match.
No,
let me also tell you something new. Maybe I No. And correct. So now we continue to take steps. Even now the GFA has, because of the cases delay, they call high lawyer. They appoint lawyer now, or FA, a creative legal department, to go with this prosecution in Hons and Seminole. But I can't say about refereeing. ABI, I appreciate it. I heard Andy, and I agree with him from the position. So the punishment against Yao Bless, as against referee do Kotoko, was it Kotoko? Yeah, and yeah, Pepe.
Is it Kennedy
Paddy? Paddy. Doji penalty, yeah, Paddy.
In previous time, no referee we say straight away, no more ban. But referee for no paying for say a technical error, and it's all punishment. Then referee will be worse off. Because referee, at the said the overborn, who do more now sharpness neighbor. This all punishment on call of crime and demand for period the way are. You are not how do I put it?
Helping the cause.
Help your technical term, if I get the technical term, I use it. No more will be worse off. And if it in the international level, no, if Uko Premier League is here, who could match no more demo two, Bozo could championship. And I call photo official. Photo official who Premier League now. They see that as punishment. Because when you fit and you see the idea, or be rusty. So the GFA have decided that unless it borders on integrity and getting right, are they a technical? They said yeah, cause you say why mistake, it will a better technical. So what the FA will do is that they will investigate behind the backgrounds. What I say referee, integrity, then. Now, somebody I say about 5 years or 5 matches or 6 matches on integrity. Next, let's cry for Ambaso. No, we referee the NASA. So if it borders on integrity, but say technical error.
Okay, say it borders on integrity.
Oh, bribery, betting. One, Obiama was counting opposition, so we win here.
South Africa, Joseph Lamptey.
Aha. Say integrity, say Obiama bribe, and also more evidence say. Betting and I say now quiet match in the side there. Then we come back to refereeing. And the actual punishment no me no. Technical days you park so there. You are demoted without the fanfare around it, without noise. And the actual from last 2 seasons.
Want to know about
yes, that's why referee no is seeing certain perspective. The FIFA ne calf in Asano Moyeno. Omu demotu referee, but they don't publish it. Mama can't send back control. Referee when I saw Tashandu good. Who can say share as the kind of Obuasi? We let them I think 3-0 mobile second but 2. So okay. Yep. So when he went there, referee nobody no. I think it was from Rwanda if I'm not forgetting. Beginning now no my player back on yellow card. We no some yellow card. The player was off. Saji, I think the penalty was the bottom line is that CAF saw the officiating as poor. He was removed from the list. No publication, nothing. You be out inside and I catch them and say, referee no could do match no. The musu was similar. CAF punishing. No publication.
We are Yao Bless. Man, till that say Oko Division 1 till so Oko serve the punishment in real or
something. Sana ya any say because you don't make so much about the referee because you see the last time even on Tuesday, myself and Alex Asante, we had a short unofficial meeting with the chairman of the refereeing committee WACAF or Hyatt Hotel or yes. Ne he didn't come. And or say the referees no integrity no their names must be protected. They say if you allow clubs to detect to you as which referee and they do match, don't do match, that is the end of your refereeing system. Ebe good. And or the Egypt here example. Referee now called Mark Clattenburg. Or my permanent man Kromo. Because Ali ne Zamalek match biajo, they are complaining about referees. Ti ko do baby Ali ne Zamalek match. This one call for referee from Abrochiri and say no be the match no. Because me pay ebe say our system no. We agree that the referee a human institution. Some of them make error. Ebi so a genuine idea we said that edit too much so person mu dibone. But do not extend that thing if Anko we say. GF election no here na na you design. The contender for Ket was George Free anyway. It was not even an eye. I just say election gum. When I say Kufado ABB against gum because you say Obabutuno presidency so.
Good.
One did third last election here Ghana. Some person me chire. Aye. It is how no who did third. I get what I'm trying to say. Them person me say if I'm right, I'm referee Ghana 2020 election do did third. Chabusu did third. Ah na me say JF election say na call you. Second was George Free. If I George Kwan na ben to win election. It was not Nana. Nana was not close to winning election. And it's such Chabusu. Nti ben na what say next Akufo to so ye bibi because so say Chabusu ba betunu. Ni support na say.
Oh, so.
Some na the figures na they can say. Yeah, the numbers na can say. Numbers na me they can.
But gumne Akufo the difference soon.
Na crowd third. Me say no di third. So na dey no. It how would say second or ABB because Australia na aba betunu. And the cat would tell you say so be Australia of GF election. It is not Nanaya. It is not him. If Kotoko supporters they are fighting for Asante Kotoko, they should fight for Asante Kotoko. For some of us, you believe it's to try and also support them and back them, but they shouldn't mingle that. They shouldn't mingle that with Nanaya ne ambitions of person or GF president. They shouldn't. We said that now we are a mistake. Face the fact. Talk about fact now, because when you absurd it, it's absurd. So what the person say? And then Asante Kotoko, bigger than Nanaya. Kotoko, big over to Kotoko, and you will leave. Kotoko will be there. Oh, you're bigger than Ono. So if anybody does something against Asante Kotoko, fight it as one idea against Asante Kotoko. Don't go and bring one because what you say the food system does not work like that. GF system and work is say people will go and sit down and say a plan and say we so the referees no more point in we can put him one could do this is my problem because referees committee say man our job to say your committee season and there ya punish you ya ban you it's our duty say abano be 4-5 matches one ya UFA system so to kotumrika one pass take at one pass where you move system so ya do division 1 promote about premier na ye ejuma. So our job comes once a year. No why you ejuma. As much as I agree with supporters and say say obisisi with team and obisisi wadia. Maybe me krampo na me Kotoko chairman na Kotosiwe. Maybe krampo me ne kakraka chance. But what I won't do is to bring in unnecessary normal. I enka situation no. But what must say? Before Nanayao. And see that Kotoko support complain by referee. And a referee be DT Kotoko in Sida or Ghana. So how would it be because when Nanaya want a referee is Kotoko because Nanaya want to be GFA president? If you want to be GFA president, go and contest. It has nothing to do with this one.
You can say before Nanaya, I complaints or
against
Asante Kotoko.
When Nanaya contested to be GSA president, he didn't have anything to do with Kotoko. No, Fire Rangers. He didn't have anything to do with Kotoko. That thing you should decouple that. And it should be, as a woman say, Kotoko bigger than an individual. The entire I've seen this before. Herbert came, all of us, ye Kotoko, ye Kohini, ye Baha, ye say, ye na. You like how do Makotene? Some boa. Herbert, he assumed the same posture, fighting the system. You place a walk Ghana, Papa Ineto. Fellas wine so ya do be a better gapo ha better and he find nyina ba Kotoko. We could never win the league under Herbert. Sure. We could never win the league under Herbert. Because it's not focusing on the core way na be no. Referee be it be instead of referee oh na GFA it mensa say sir. Please. We've seen it before. Young calm down. All right. Then tackle issue no as and when they come. That's why I respect lawyer Kwamboa from so much. Referee in any case. Referee in any concern. Oh, then by science, the Nigerian. This is proper convincing as to why the referee will take certain decisions. And so that's better say what you say. But we are about to be now cover way at the Ababa count. And I say young way. Nana be in ambition the who. Last year ambition in New. But didn't Kotoko win the league.
Yantua so nana yamponsa tweety I don't know say no na ako sparkers and you see no the deliberate attempt to provoke Kumasi Asante Kotoko is also very well noted. So pam ohufua oto ne bema Hashtag Kumapma Apembeba. Another one, the deliberate attempt to provoke me are very well noted. Hashtag Jiname. All right.
And the surprising thing is that the tweet about himself came an hour before Kotoko. You see how self-centered. The tweet about himself said provoke me. How ready?
Okay.
It's a Santi Kotoko. You limited any to the club. Say will be a referee I take a decision, which a lot of us disagree. Then we'll handle that. Then what are the consequences? Than self-centeredness, about me. Kotoko is bigger than you.
I don't understand the reason why African referees don't take majority part in the World Cup tournament, especially Ghana referees, just because of corruption and other bad deeds. And please, can someone explain to me why African coaches are not being offered the European coaching jobs, but we normally offer the European coaching jobs in Africa? Good morning to you all. Romanos, Pokwase, Katapo, Unaudiwe, and so Ebae. The worst ever mistake was selling my die-hard Chelsea to investor. The baby assembly Bruno, and that was Boli assembly crowd. Then Baba, Nkoko.
The mistake is Tomatomboli. That Tomboli will sell Spanish car.
Yeah.
In 2 windows, 600 million.
Who doesn't know football and doesn't even allow majority. Okay, with the emphasis here. Later, never hear other messages, no, and so. Maybe share way quickly. Ba and the messages, no, but maybe no and na later. The press release by the National Secretaries Council of Santi Kotoko is nothing but born out of the pressure, some section of the team mounting on the leadership. The statement has been myopically authored to the extent of saying that Santehene isn't the owner of the club. There be a mistake, no way. A mistake. I heard a man venture a mistake. If you are convinced that the presence of Ranaya Amponsa is causing hatred and wrath of some football bigwigs and the team suffering, the wisest thing to do is to put the CEO aside for the betterment of the club. This is common sense and nothing else. Alaji Mahama Salia, if you were Wenchi Banda line, there also the buy and the Anopay and no. In fact, Nanaya has been tempted for so long, and I always respect him for comporting himself all these years. You remember when Mbele's competitor, Yao Ano, was allowed to play his game after Mbela to increase with some controversial goals. What would you have done if you were to be Nanayao? 98% administrators will have bought goals for Mbela upon UK. And so
I don't understand the
opposite Chelsea.
You are not. Now you are not a good player.
Omama, you are no.
A bobo.
Omama Mbela boy as an you are no.
Wow.
Now Mato Omoto
and the whole
goes
season, all the games they won at the same time. He drew home on the assistant.
Look at some of the mentality.
Teams play before others, and fixtures are made. Start times on fixtures. Upon you are in the UK, and you should understand this better. Say fixtures in your order. We boss our time. We deal. And beside that, so we'll go back to last season. And Bella, for whatever reason, burned out. Those games and the chances for Unya went to me.
No, even the import of the last season, they say, do the last we say, now matches are a bit about point, no one you win, only at the same time. They are not any significance, no. Only no more on a different time. Until you can we are now we are.
The goalkeeping was more significant.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. Say, yeah, the goalkeeping here first.
Now he played in the game, other than one chef train, so final game.
So Achi should give us a break.
Mama break.
There is an absolute agenda against Kotoko.
From where? From where? Mama break, you know. Why? Mama break, you know. Yama break, you know. This, I continue to say this. Say, Uba to say executive council. It's probably be unfair, but hold on. probably unfair. Some bobo or no said and Frank person bono. But I've told you say we have a minimum of 5 of ESCO members who are as good as Anti-Kotoko supporters. So, how would it happen? Say, GFA ESCO Musomuko meeting. What is this agenda for the meeting? You are going to discuss. We are going to discuss a team will be free, a team will be to my way. In any case, the text, the Monka said the core mandate of the FA is to develop football. Yes, develop football, which includes Asante Kotoko. Kotoko nye new and I say different from football and I can watch them. We agree. We are human beings running football. We've made a lot of mistakes and we continue to make mistakes. As it's happening with any human institution. And I keep saying this, even 77%, yeah, nyame adom. We serving on the executive council. The 77% yeah nkwa na football and as nyansa we team. Pick that football people. There are people who are related with clubs. More nyansa be of football and also more nimdie and ideas. Even more than Obia like GFA president.
Okay.
So and we open up for all these things. Same thing that will be a criticism is about us here, we take it up. Even my colleagues I'm not mutia, some of the criticism I take it up and raise it for us to discuss. Now how best to improve certain situations in on. But right. Under no circumstance would anybody go and see the certain way against Asante Kotoko. Kotoko, okay. As you speak now, and the league able to Union do baby. How many weeks? 16, if I'm not wrong. 16 or 17 weeks in UHD. So as you speak now, Asante Kotoko and they are the league champions of Ghana. We haven't finished this season. So agenda no any idea.
Okay.
And truly, me Jina with no disrespect to Zebo, I think he's a very, very good coach. You'll be a coach in national team no matter. But if you give me Zebo and you give me Ogum, I will choose Ogum. So the Zebo Ejinaha, not the Prosper Ogum Jinaha. I'll choose Prosper Ogum. Players and I got a call from last season. Mudasiru, I've told you about maybe personal likeness for Mudasiru. Mo Ibrahim, who created a lot of chances for Asante Kotoko. All of them are no more in the team. And Bella, I don't know if she goes on in Bella. Yeah. And Bella, look at number of goals are Osheye. Who is there to provide those goals? Afena Uganda Ninu Eba up. So you cannot compare this the team way to last season team no. There baby who have form.
Team na form.
Hey, someone admitted.
Strength no ne nyina.
Let me tell you one thing.
On my last game, omo busa Zebo. Say oboso winning league. Say away games no. Winning away games now just 3 points away. Say the last season team no. Ogum no. Coach Zebo, muka the last game. Oba yensa nkode nkuti de Zebo kai. O say Mura Fisher last season team no. And this season team no. Means a pleasant bebre echo. Strength of last season and this season strength.
What does say?
To me compare
last season team no about new team. Yeah. Before I cover Coach Kraba. Oh, the coach didn't do all these signings. It will take time for the team to build. I didn't want to discourage defender no Sheriff Mohammed. The debate about whether a foul first and a foul first, whether a penalty and a penalty, whether a line so and a line so no money and any idea dancing. But under no circumstance at that level, we be watching ball now do coach, not the quiet then or the pool. Ball no do connect or yeah or putting under pressure, not the quiet then. And the do things say last season, omo ball no mistake we. Ball bit my ball watching. You the coach. Guy kept on putting pressure on you. Now the couple the couple.
On the ball. On the
at the end of the day, somebody has a responsibility.
Me say no, the
ball. Oh, that be. Something I try to analyze. I'm saying say.
Would the defender be offer me?
Oh, me never first move.
Okay.
I'm an analyst. And I'm a sure ball. At the same me correct Chan.
Yeah.
Me disagree with a lot of play no. I'm say I disagree with the onya ball no. Now the ball no corner no one pool. But they compare last season players no.
You see general. Ganiu out, Moro out, Christopher Nete out, Mudasiru out, Fabio Gama out, Mbella out, Azekopon injury identity is not contributing. The two teams the last season team no Ejija. So Kotoko would definitely struggle. Some of these decisions probably went against them last season. Yet because they had quality, they were able to atone for it. But me, I still think that Ghana referees are so much me up your game. Ready, can you referees? And yes, Sebi in Simuni. Don't go any BBNE. Why would you do this? And as a referees and so no. So for a fan there, I agree. Say you want too many dear. Then I agree and say it's becoming consistent. It is a referees and so up your game. And I think that Yen sounded this warning as well. If indeed somebody somewhere, if was there, the personal interest being me, I don't agree. I don't think anybody would do that. But if anybody is doing that, then that person will also be careful because time na in your crowd. In football, they good. And you need certain clubs to push us along. It is so baby now, and also agree, yeah, can see any other answer. But if there is something like that, then those people should also be careful. Because where's are you destroy whatever you are building? Look, Umpo, Kotokone has nebe page pushy Ghana teams along. So the more almost suffer unduly, almost supporters are disappointed and stay at home. No, you are destroying what you are building. As I sit here, I don't believe anybody will do that. But if there is somebody there doing that, then that person should also be careful.
Actually, should tell them he himself is a Kotoko supporter. Bra Kofi Accra, the Abeka Yeho, I don't know. Nanaya, okay. Nanaya just playing smart to cover the bad performance of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Besides that, the GFA and Keto Kreku caused the mediocre performance in Africa since Nanaya became Asante Kotoko CEO. MC Malik. Way and so Abba. Okay, all kind of mediocre performance.
Mediocre performance.
For Africa, no Africa. Is it GFA the
GFA for nay. Auntie, please. The almost send on my team no. Players here on free minimum do my baby shim no. It is so clear that indeed Kotoko suffer. Why you recruitment we answer no akofa coach I want take us.
Kotoko supporter dey back so you may jai.
Clearly the coach will suffer. The team will suffer.
Release them say they should ask all those players in how much na Kotoko nyai. Players no bo Kotoko mu na come dey you akolo wo Moldova na sane akolo wo hini sika sen na ba sane Kotoko
beside the statement.
No ni na kan it's any better our ability to purchase statement no and I just said those are some of the questions you also sumbusa mpanyi for. All those players no mo jai team no econo. How much did Kotoko realize? An important question.
We are
talking about
statement now.
He's talking about quality here.
Yes, quality from last season, this season. What can be?
Players need be
coach can be.
Players need be free. Can you replace quality with quality? What on Bella? What on Moro? Mudasiru did not loan twice. Ajiska, Fabio Gama free. So those sales, you know. SSC who will purchases. So I'll tell the story around why Amankuna is in Chelsea now. You marvel. Nina is Kasem. Why eventually Kotoko and Timianko Fampedu, Amameshi Christopher Netin and Nino, Nina is Kasem. So clearly there is decrease in quality at Asante Kotoko. They can also address that one as well.
Ebermako Newton Latiho on a Kala ewo screen no enimina fi omoso ediakfa nsemu kakra. Is Kumasi Asante Kotoko the only club that has suffered poor officiating this season? The team that's suffering from poor officiating this season is Accra Hearts of Oak. Against Dreams FC, against Karela, Legon Cities, all at the Accra Sports Stadium. Last season, Kumasi Asante Kotoko won the league with 12 penalties, including Kenny Paddy's criminal penalty against Accra Hearts of Oak. This season, Kumasi Asante Kotoko enjoyed 3 dubious penalties against Insuatreman, Samatex, one other team at the. Why didn't they blame Keto Kreku? Your team is the weakest in the league. Concentrate on that. They are just buying the conscience of the referee ahead of their tough game against Accra Lions. They are afraid Accra Lions. They are afraid of Accra Lions. We won't tolerate any bad officiating against Accra Lions. I heard they are sending Keto Kreku to Antwerp. Na omo nim Ketifia. Ketifia de Duabo FC. I don't know. Is it true that Kumasi Asante Kotoko NCC categorically stated that Kumasi Asante Kotoko doesn't belong to Otumfo as read by Mpacho Enono. I am from Zonebay. Now they make a hundred.
So from the writer, not from Sefranco.
Yes, our numbers are much. Now when you cross over
the blame
Sefranco. No, I'm saying background episode blame
Sefranco.
Statement.
Osana, yeah, but that's
but I think say
type. Say no crowd actually. Every day, okay, say hono. Who taking a view? Am I also kind?
About a month ago, Mickey hosted Kessben Sports, and Fredachi said the members of the Ghana Football Association are not stupid, to the extent that they can't develop sports complex like Morocco and other countries, but their main problem was money. And God being so good, Kwame Mickey said FIFA will be giving each member association $4 to $5 million US. So in a year, or two, if you don't see any sports complex, Fredachi's words will be used against him. We'll be waiting for his reaction.
Eddie Kano, some of these things, we have to explain things to them. So $5 million never for a period of 4 years. I see Morocco sports complex, I call 2 times. $60 million na year. So $5 million over 4 years to run football. It is same as separate $60 million just to develop that. Then you tell me, are you $60 million separate for just for the technical center? It's not the sika for your embodiment or everything you do in football. This is FIFA forward nearby $5 million for a period of 4 years. No, Mr. A bit my baby, but how far can you go? As we compare Morocco, $60 million at the end. So my $100 million this year, we produce $60 million and other things. We produce Morocco headquarter technical center, and we produce it. My $100 million.
Wow. How time flies. 11:44. Wow. Maminko narrow. Newton in Marijata. And then your chame tabi birthday, your chame tabi apicom mampon. And then your birthday. You will show happy birthday apicom mampon. Yeah, or chame tabi bar magnet and lunch. You will show happy birthday. Okay.
When Newton Lati, summer test for goalkeeper and the manager or bar, na send in any Breno, or say young wish Lawrence answer. So from zone the Okita the most clean sheet, and then Lawrence birthday, summer test FC goalkeeper, Ivy, aka Lady Bombo, manager of Amenfima Bank, and was young wish Nakwadano, a very happy birthday. Lawrence and the honor on the lady list of clean sheets.
Newton Latte matches no Bakoba Sone, Yambo China, and a Juada. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Accra Lions. Yem fam kakra ni do so de kan bia.
All right, boss. Me referee Kala na what I say. So first of all, me referee Kala edikan highlight key issues be very detailed on enra issue and general cause regarding Karela or host Kumasi Asante Kotoko game. So referee Kala, I think say we take you over now and Yema say we explain further e kan ho no. What me actually mo say?
Yeah, Joe. Andra enu asafu dem fi de ba say Kotoko player no Karela player na FAO no de na share ne na intem eno na person highlight na you no na when two players are challenging for the ball you person yan hwe set ball no obi unfairly charge bi ebeba mu a na how unfairly charge na beba no esi a na you say no cress player no or challenging for the ball no or you sue dubious man be na de eje ball the free player in seba so you them you have to ask na you. That is what happened. So the mixer no. That is what happened. So if you look at this you could see say that player got nothing. He or challenging ball with the leg. It was a 9 hour they challenging for the ball no. And only had the winning that possession no. And when the player was going down and not starting here there, I saw him. So I say
I don't want you
no when you line. So you could see it was saw the move and then baby line my yes no. So they make no. And it's let us see. Now just the challenge in the yes, was there any push? Was there anything I see here about a player no okoye bibi? So let us read the law. I am from back Saudi way now or hold on. I'm running say if a defender starts holding an attacker outside the penalty area and continues holding inside the penalty area, the referee must award a penalty. So in this case, you could see say player no esonimu, he holds the player when that player challenged for the ball and he got advantage of the ball. So he hold the player until he left him on the penalty area. So why I didn't go to you? Not just no. So if you say if you look at this one, if you look at how he challenged it, there was no foul miss on the challenge the player. No. There was no foul miss, and if you look at where he was, look at it very well. Obi Osibo on any line also should tell me. He holds the player from the back and continue holding him as this player was down. The player was struggling. So back of a ball because officer was sorry waiting me ball.
I'm not watching to form.
Now there's the player. The player was still there. Our person go for ball. So if you look at it very well, and can man opportunities and can bet in one, and can this player will get the ball and score. Because that time that player no only a Kwambia say obetimi afa biem. So those who are saying say the challenge, he fouls the player before that foul now. I don't think so Joe and be arguing. So if you look at it and you watch it very well, this is how it is. So whoever is saying say the player fouled him first, that is where we have highlighted. Joe, you dey check here for this person. Omo clear omo mind say enya dey say referee although I disagree with the referee's position. But he got it correct. He saw say that challenge was fairly minor because 2 legs and a pebble and then called in 9 and I said in Sebiko there. It was there and Abu was saying it here. But he lost control of the ball. He didn't use any foul miss or Koyan or Fosse because this player needs the ball. And now a 9 million ball and Abasa and Sa and ball. So if you watch it very well, Joe, that is what happened. So I think, sir, or player there and you should foul means be and or the body free. That defender and said. So I think they're clear with mind. Now incident so it happens on the line, and I've told you people say, incidents they see a line as well. The line form part of the penalty area. If you look at the touch line and the goal line, anywhere, they say the whole of the ball must cross the line. When it happens on the line, it forms part of the field of play. So there's no way Zobeka said, ball we know. That decision the referee took, it was a clear penalty and nothing was wrong with that decision. I still stand by whatever I'm saying.
All right, ref. So, General, I met to also with the Ghana Premier League, but before that, Osha said clean sheet, Ayana, Hona, you goalkeepers in your ball, Mabasupa, and a short while ago, now, celebrity Lawrence Ansah, 22 years goalkeeper for Samatics. At this point, General, no LED the clean sheet chart, our Ghana Premier League chart, and so Joseph Ado, very experienced, 7 clean sheets alongside Richmond IE, and also so our 7 clean sheets. So, share a to source of Sasaki of Lagos City's Gregorio Bensetre and Juice Owusu, and then Felix Che, Mediama, newly goalkeeper acquired after said Boris Banju. And goalkeeper Pierre Kubi, Kofi Mensah, almost form no 8 me and Mamedi Amanya, the Omope. So they've really acquired new goalkeeper Felix Che last season. Now, or year and a hope and this season, for the top scorers. Amongst the players in the Breyomo, but and yet have to the task last season for the year. So at this point, 9 goals from Misak a free year, and that Osha Brekuchas was 16 goals this season. This guy alone has 9 out of the 16 goals, so 7 Akai team no Akanunia, and then you have Hafiz Konkoni 6 goals in 9 games, and a general Washe Isakuka for RTU, and also so it was 6 in 12 games, so 50% of the games, were to the ball out to net. 7 days Mukwala for Kotoko, 15 games for Bonina, and then 6 goals. So when they compare, you have other players like Brighter J. I've had none goals in Apim because he's gone outside the borders of Ghana. You have 5 goals for Kwasi Donsu and Etuatuaso with Ibrahim La of Bibiani Gold Stars last time out, were 11 wonders, and when you have 5 goals in 14 games, and then you have Stephen, these are strikers this season, top scorers chart in general, Omudi also powerful, Samson Eduku, and then Sifas Mante completing the chart, a bet nago tete for King Faisal, Bibiani Gold Stars, when you have 5 goals this season, general, and also so 11 games, outings for the club size, this season. So top scorers in the now, according to this chart, it means Biani could do 22 goal marker last season. Yawanonya or that 21 goal marker in Bella Asusunya because the pace of the conversion rate is so low. Now back to the Premier League. Brekum Chelsea Golden City Park ebe hosti Beche United. Beche United this season general omo na yekuma nini. Oma Asha Dreams, Oma Asha Media, Oma Asha both Kotoko and then Hasselhoff. And Oka the best attack this season on 21 goals. Oma Kotoko yepe on both 21 each. But Obesa also the best defense. Ubenya Bechem United Omne Hasselhoff 11 goals each. So you can't attack Omo. And this particular season they have the best wider goal distribution. The Mpesa Mechene said so we share Mesaka free for Brekum Chelsea. On 9 out of the 16. But Bechem United Hafiz Konkoni will be Clinton Dodu will be, Emmanuel Avonio will be, Cephas Mante, all of them will be in the top 15 of the scorers this season. So, Bechem United by their own standards. The last time I know it was the 4-4-2 Diamond, Ukabno Usu, and then being in the final third. But Bechem Chelsea, this season they've won only 5 games. And your usual standard, they've lost 6, drawing the other 4. It means, I'm to points in the baby. But Carlo Quattara able to be a leader at Brekum Chelsea or Mesaka Free usual master on the lead line of the Momo versus another big game, but a game one a bit shaky the top of the table. General Dreams and the Olympics continues to be another big game banger over the weekend. Now, Oka Dreams are talk about Dreams in 2 different aspects. The Dreams under Ignatius and have they've really risen to the top of the table. Kakra Moba, I mean kind of middle table under Coach Zito. Sometimes Benjamin Boateng were anymore. It told me so Ali who Saif and a leading liner. Therefore, other quality players and were short said Jalulu, the captain. But playing against Olympics, almost striker in Yusuf Razako, free China, but it's just going to be another cracker. But your precon a system, it to me and nullify opponent and I'm called the latter stage of the game. But I am really anticipating say an attacking side like Dreams United, Dreams FC about 4-3-3, very very expansive side, 2 quality wingers, and not 3 central midfielders. Try some be hold the ball down. Karim Zito as a coach, the attacking side of his game no always a person near the Frankfurt. It's a ball in Krana. Yana no hotreno. He's quite different because of the thing Krana Yana Odomoba from the 20 levels and also he loves to always attack. But on any other day, or attack Oko Gripman, or attack a player friend Ebina Setre, one of the clearest, the biggest, strongest department for Olympics, general Omu defense. But method and the Toribia Juma, but do bad in experience about the Ababuan crown, said they had the nervous, try to set it up or be cool the tempo down. This is a big game, but say, oh, cause a man predicting a score liner, I might be going for a draw, and I said a drawn game between these 2 sides. And yet game are over person very physical.
Newton Latte.
Yes, sir.
Too bad.
Yes, my home
SMD
sure.
After the games, na yaba abehwe matches no eye. Including Monday game no Asante Kotoko.
Yes, Accra Lions.
Lions. Ewo Kumasi Sports Stadium, Accra Lions. All right. Yeba ne befa calls kakra ansa na do me no abo na the akani nyina ama breaking news team no. Na o call to be among for you interested. On be some scientists and the biom messages kakra eba efa ho. O ye call to be say o say obi pulu one shirt every here. Every here for law be no.
Fouls and misconduct law 12.
Law 12.
Law 12
okay.
Of the loss of the game. Or say if a defender starts holding an attacker outside the penalty area and continues holding inside the penalty area, the referee must award a penalty. The word is must award a penalty. I said, say we a defender. Now say we saw attack him or beat you. Now saw the say the kotokodi. Now saw the one now the koko do penalty area. A honor over top for man. A honor or ND, you know. Sa foul no honor so jido. It is see penalty area. And it specifies say see penalty area, G penalty no. Nembom osa omraba ko say wo so ni mu awa outside. Na wo je ni mu. No kokoto baby okoto dey that time wo je ni mu awa outside. And say kokoto player no. Time o so ni mu wa ha no. And o je ni mu a anka ye beje foul la. Ye baba beje e dey abeto outside. But say o so ni mu a e dey ko rua penalty area nti no. As I say, a honor ye end ye. It's a crime biasono. As I say, a penalty. And it's a kotoko player.
0551444933 with me Afre na watre wadwen kakra.
Hello Soju.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Now how are you?
I'm here doing away.
I'm here tomorrow. Hey, we have to last more can be penalty, I do penalty. Hey, yeah, we need you. Tina boy, Yana, Ghana referee for winning the ball, and you know, boy, and your penalty, why you penalty? Now they say, Reficalado, I'm going to be and the minimum do, or Casacrema.
Yeah, they won't.
Hey, and they are not there.
They won't.
And when you be found, I know them.
Okay, woman a drew so no akofa bi vu for the akosa e drew no nti on the afraid drew no yes say the drew na any man no so ade empa ne sa ade no so ano akofa sa ade no
e dey do man so fun so sha
na akofa nse
no that the fresh.
Hello.
Yes sir.
Yes sir. Good afternoon.
Yes sir, boss.
Yo, where you kaka meka ava kotoko won say kotoko last year you see the last season you know you actually boy won modern na bi na press is bebre ya ton wo mu nti na me bi wo wa ya tra wo mu a ma en fa ye ni enko referee si bebre ya tin ko wo mu si bebre ko wo mu si bebre a e bi bi na ama ya wotu na because na me bi wo wa be wa ti say referee na say wotu but na say referee say be wo mo ta kakra e betumi ama ya ko ye ni nti bu kotoko me tra wo mu a.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Kuku Dazi. Masa, my best all time. Defender. Ghana. Michiao. Mrason, ese ye call a breaking is a beja for her. Now, before that, Ochame Tabi, Apicom, bar, and magnet, lounge. Ya Ochame Tabi, no, Mampon. Happy birthday. Me man can woman pon. Me koji ma home in Nije. Me koji ma home. Okay. Okay. Police for the soldier for Jubilee House ni na una for them. Okay. All right. We okay. Yeah.
And I CEO of Park Academy.
Hey, the monkey can amo.
Jones the name. I'm Mitchell Jones. Sergeant Jones, police. Jubilee House, Michiano.
Okay. All right. Be the end there. Who do the account?
You know, and I CEO of Park Academy.
Okay.
And then the birthday in here, we say Pascal, happy birthday
on the TV. So. Okay, Pascal.
Happy
birthday. A good man.
Yes.
A good man. I met him.
Samson and Mrs. Frimpong. And then 1 year anniversary in here, we show happy anniversary. Samson, if you just focus, you know, say a course of.
You won't go and say.
It's the first time now in the video. Is it a belly?
Say underway or Amando Park,
okay.
Joe, Nyame Adma Monday. Yeah. A mad Division 1 league. Yes, Regional Football Association. Kwase Astro TV about 3 matches. And the best say man in Amun na Monday mun na mun bra na mun
my juvenile league, my referee.
No, Ashanti region there. You know.
All right, do me no about.
Regional leagues no.
Yeah, call breaking news.
Monday Alaji Jawala
Alaji Jawala Monday na Monday.
Adua,
okay. Yo, breaking news about.